Welcome into the Cam and Strick Podcast, episode number 204, presented by Hair Club.
Yoink. Had a lot of these over the weekend, I'm not going to lie to you.
What's wrong with your voice? I can't handle you talking like this the whole time.
What's my voice like?
Well, it's
Is it hoarse?
A little hoarse.
That fucking fantasy camp I did all goddamn weekend.
Cam left the house.
I left the house. I skated with the Blues fantasy camp and shit kicked everybody. Our team dominated. That was awesome. We had a great time, man. But you're yelling on the ice like I don't yell at any ever, But on the ice, you're like, get that puck out, because we take it kind of serious.
Did you say you dominated?
I did good.
Would you play the girls team? That one?
No, we didn't. We didn't play.
You didn't play them?
No, because I had all y'all out there.
Can I just say this? I mean, the girl, there's nothing about like the girls or anything. I'm not trying to say they wouldn't.
No, they're
be
terrible.
As good. No, I wouldn't say that they wouldn't. Not be as
girls
good.
In general, but that team was terrible.
I know.
It's full of girls, and we're loaded.
Just because they're girls doesn't mean that they can't compete.
Andy, I know they're still better than you.
No, because girls are very good at everything too. It's not just I mean, I just want to make that.
Did we
clear.
get in trouble last podcast?
I just want to make
from
it
the
clear.
WNBA stuff.
Although I did see a female referee. There's lots of them in the NFL, lots in the NBA.
The blonde.
And no, I didn't see a blonde one. Did you?
I saw a blonde. Yeah.
Oh, well, I see lots of them in the NBA right now. I'm seeing several in the WNBA, and in the NFL, I'm seeing several side judges, a couple of line judges, maybe some referees. Now, in the NHL, I'm not seeing a whole lot.
Wow. They need diversity.
So they're coming soon.
Oh, my God. How dare they? Now, they're starting slow. Well, NHL might be a little tough to keep up with, skating and stuff like that. I chirp like the refs that, like no one goes to a game to watch a ref. PLC, I love you, dude. And I know you're listening. But no one goes to a game to watch a ref play. Like, don't get me wrong, but it's a hard gig.
They don't play.
Our refs do whatever. No one's watching you play either. But my point is, like, no one's going to the games and saying, "Oh, let's watch this ref do this thing." No one's doing that. But on the other hand, that's a tough job. You have to keep up. You have to be in shape. Skating without a stick in general, Jesus Christ, I couldn't even do it. That's my balancing.
Could you imagine doing that?
Oh, my toe pick like a motherfucker. I ain't dangling it. But
it wouldn't be nearly as fun either,
I just skating and stopping
without a stick.
Andy, you're stopping and starting the whole game. Like, those guys are in shape, big time.
Oh my God, you should see them work out before games. Referees,
they're not that big of a deal.
They're in great shape.
They're in totally great shape. 100%.
NHL referees and NHL linesmen, even NFL referees right now, they must do
dude, they're jacked, man.
They are jacked.
You know who's not, Andy?
Who's that?
Who do you think?
What do you mean?
What officials aren't jacked? And it's complete opposite.
Baseball.
Yes. How are these guys that are fucking like 300 and they're standing there with all that equipment on, like they're sweating their ass off in the heat, 110 degrees, double headers, and they don't have a goddamn heart attack? How the fuck do they do that?
Well, they tried to get a handle on that a few years ago. There was a
the weight problem.
There was an oh yeah. There was an umpire in Major League Baseball. His last name was Greg.
That's a weird one.
Gregg.
Yeah.
A very big umpire. There were several of them, actually, and they made it so that they would have like a weight limit. So if they came in overweight, they started putting restrictions on there, making sure they get in shape. NHL referees have like a training camp.
Yeah,
where they've got like fitness testing. But
that's the thing with the women, though. I'm like, they might not be able to keep up.
No, they can keep up because we saw that in the skills competition when Keller lost to
Caulfield,
to Kendall Coyne.
She's fast as
Caulfield,
shit,
and Clayton Keller lost to her in the race. If you remember that,
yeah, she's fast. Though,
and Keller's my boy. Oh yeah, so girls can skate.
We know,
but
Andy.
It's the no, they're very good at skating.
Yeah, I know. We
there
know
really
that.
Is
you don't have to like.
No, there's no difference.
I don't have to like pander this whole fuck.
There's no difference.
I need to balance it. No. There's. What do you mean?
Between the men and the women skaters?
Don't get me. You're such a goofball.
The women.
You're trying to set me up to state things.
No, the women can skate. Now, and here's the deal, though. And this is where I would have a little bit concern, and I don't want anyone getting upset with me when I say this, but in hockey, we all know that the linesman, in this case, would be a lineswoman. Now, they could be the referee. I don't know about being a lineswoman and getting in the mix and breaking up these fights.
Yeah, that'd be tough. You got to be strong as shit. Like, imagine guys are ripping off you and stuff. Yeah. Like, it's tough. You're right. And all the lineys are big. Like, they're big, strong
monsters.
Dudes. Yeah, they're big guys, man.
And they take one every once in a while.
Oh, you'll eat a punch here and there. Because, for one, all y'all refs out there and lineys, you're breaking up the damn fights too quick, and you're putting your goddamn jaw out there, and these guys are swinging, And all of a sudden, like, I got to break this up. A helmet fell off. They went through a phase at the beginning of the year, maybe it was last year or whatever, where guys were getting tilts. Maybe their helmet would come off, and they'd jump in while they're throwing heat, and a guy would get caught, or they'll grab one guy, and then the one guy will get suckered because he only grabbed one dude. So they went through a phase where they're kind of fucking fights up bad, and a couple guys got rocked. But I hear you, man. No, we'll see what happens. But back to that, like, no, we didn't play the girls' team in that whole fantasy league. But we had a good time. Went to the baseball game. You know. You go to a baseball game, like, am I really watching it? I don't, I can't do it, Andy. I got to, like, cruise around and do shit, you know? So we left, and Albert hit a bomb. He hit, like, 698, so we missed that, but it was time to get out of there. I like to go to games, man. I like to go to a bar first, then go cruise around, maybe watch an inning or two, blah, 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 and then bounce out, and then go have a couple cocktails.
What did it feel like going to sleep after like 8:30? Like how did that feel?
It was 3 days in a row. So I was supposed to go to Pearl Jam last night. And you're lucky I didn't.
What happened with that?
I said no. Kate and I had an executive decision. Been partying all weekend.
She get mad at you? She get mad at you this weekend?
No. We got into I was in a grumpy mood yesterday for some stupid reason. And although we're just chilling, eating barbecue all day and watching football, badass football games, but I don't know what it is. You know, like, but you know, when we go out, like, she knows it's like, you know, we get attention and stuff like that. So it's a little tough on her, but it's all good, man. No, it was all good. Lovely weekend.
Well, what'd she get mad at you about? Let's talk about it.
No, we're not going to talk. I don't remember what, because it's something stupid, Andy. It's stupid. Like,
I
don't hold grudge.
What did you do?
Nothing. I was being kind of cunty. And
okay, you can't say that.
Well, whatever.
I mean, that is like one of the words you just can't.
I called myself
I had a roommate that would get in fights with his girlfriend, and he would call her that. And it would be like, I'm like, I tell you, you can't.
You say mean things.
Well, you can't say that. That's like one of the words you probably shouldn't say.
You can, but you shouldn't, because it's degrading and demeaning.
You want to know what's going on in my house today?
Not really. What?
Well, first off, Chloe had a soccer tournament in Nashville, so they got home late yesterday. She left today for sixth grade camp.
Oh, lovely.
Did you ever go to sixth grade camp?
I don't remember.
Yeah, so Laurie's a little emotional about that. Everything's all good. But so much going on, traveling back, getting back late last night, sixth grade camp. My wife forgot that today was school picture day for my other two.
Oh.
And so they didn't go to school prepared for school picture day. So she's all panicking.
Well, like, what do you got to wear? A suit and tie?
No, she wanted to make sure they're dressed a certain way.
They're going to look cute.
Ivy's got to have her hair done. And so it's... so
was Ivy panic mode?
Ivy didn't even know that it was picture day till they got there.
And she's probably like, oh.
And so now her pictures aren't until later in the day. So she's heading up there now to, like, you know, whatever, deliver some like clothes for her to wear. And my son, though, already had the picture taken this morning.
What do you wear, like a jersey or something? I remember doing those pictures, man. I look back at it. God, I looked so goofy as a kid. I wore a Canucks jersey one time in our school.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, because I was obsessed with Pavel Bure.
Cool. Which Canucks jersey?
Pavel Bure. The black skate, the best jerseys in the league at the time. The 90s, all black and yellow
and red
with the badass skate in the front. Those jerseys were sick tough. Brownies era.
Yeah.
Pavel, Elmo, you know, Alzir Magoni.
Yeah, Pavel.
And then Kurt McLean, you know. I like the white ones, too. Those are badass jerseys, man. I love those jerseys back in the day.
Jyrki Lume.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, they had some good players back then. Man, so much going on. I've been reading a lot about, Cam, about electricity and different ways to establish electricity in your house. And these wind turbines, you familiar with these things?
Yeah, the ones that kill all the birds. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, because they go around. I'm sure they do.
The one that aren't biodegradable, you mean? Oh, yeah. The monstrosities that are set up in these beautiful rolling hills and this beautiful countryside. And you got these fucking monstrosities that sometimes catch on fire. And when you're done with them, what do you do with them? What are you going to do? You're going to bury them? Is that what they're doing? Burying them?
Those are the monster ones. You can get a smaller one for your house, though, and it can actually... they can move fast enough to where it can generate enough electricity to power your entire house.
Well, that'd be kind of cool. How much do they cost? $1 million? I
don't know.
Oh, there you go. Get one then, Andy.
You think they're that high?
Probably pretty damn expensive.
Man,
I mean, like, it's not all bad. Like, if it works, it works. But again, you have to balance the optics of it. I don't want a goddamn monstrosity in my house. I have a beautiful fucking house. I love it, and I don't want it to look like shit to save a little bit of money. That's just my opinion. But I get why people do it. And if it does save you money and it doesn't look like dog shit, then I get it. But it's very expensive. But whatever, you know.
Yeah, no, they're very. You see those things driving on the side of the road, like you see the fields of them.
It's god awful looking.
Right next to like a big giant like cross or something like that.
No, it's just like it's beautiful countryside, and you have these goddamn windmills killing birds left and right, and they're just hideous looking. Now, if I owned a farm, and their government's like, hey, we're gonna or whatever, say, hey, we want to build one on your property. I'm like, well, we're gonna pay you $50,000 a month to do it. I'd be like, yeah, okay. I'd weigh that option for money, But they are ugly as shit.
Oh, so they'll pay you to have one?
Yeah, fuck yeah.
I've never heard of that.
You haven't heard of a lot of things.
Well,
Andy.
I mean, who's offering to pay you money to put these in your backyard?
Whatever the particular department that is in control of will pay farmers that money, and they'll.
Oh, the farmers.
Well, if you own the property, you could be a farmer. You could just be a dude that owns a lot of property that's in a specific spot for them to put it in. I don't know.
I'm talking about in my backyard. I don't know. No one's paying me to put that in my backyard. Although they
You live
might.
in the city, man.
They might. No, I don't.
Okay.
I mean, you always say I live in the city.
Well, you kind of do. You're in St. Louis City. Like, aren't you? Are you in a county or are you the city?
County.
Oh, you're right on the edge then. You're
No,
You're close to the city.
The edge
dude.
would be about 9 miles east.
9?
Yeah.
Okay. You're still pretty damn close. I mean, I have to compare everything to where I live, and you're a city boy compared to where I live. But I know. Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Hey, there's a monster about to hit Alaska, by the way, Andy.
Monster what?
Yeah, monster storm, dude. Big old fucking storm.
Like an ice storm?
Big old fucking, no, like a hurricane.
Like a snowstorm?
Why would it be a snowstorm up? It's not a snowstorm.
Hold on. They get hurricanes in Alaska?
Not really, but sometimes.
I have not heard of that.
There's been a couple.
I hear about hurricanes on the East Coast.
They're called cyclones up there because of the hemisphere, I believe.
Are they boarding up their windows? Like, are they starting to do that?
They're not used to it. It's not like Florida. Now, if you live in Florida, you're going to have a couple monsters creeping over in the western side of
the Carolinas. Yes.
Yeah, they'll get rocked too. Florida's always going to get rocked. That's where all the that's where that hot air, hot warm water is down in the Bahamas there, and it builds all this energy up.
Yeah,
and
it comes from down there and it comes up.
Yeah, it comes from Africa usually, and it creeps up
Africa.
This way. Yeah, the west coast of Africa. It forms right there.
Now, I mean this in all
creeping over.
seriousness.
Yeah.
Africa is where in comparison to Florida? Like, they're not like
Directly east.
Directly east of
Directly
Florida?
east, yes. And about 5,000 miles east.
So it's like California is directly east of Florida too. So east we're saying.
Oh, Jesus.
So we're saying east.
What
Hold
fucking
on.
school
Hold
did you
on.
go
Hold
to?
on. Hold on. So east of Florida, Africa's directly east of
Same
Florida?
parallel, yes.
Like, how far away you think?
I'd say about 3,000 miles.
I could go to Africa and like tear some stuff out. I would
Like, what do you
love
mean?
Africa. Well, I
Like,
would
what
just
would
love.
you do?
I would go on a safari.
Yeah, I mean, I get that. Now, do I want to travel to Africa to go on a safari? I don't know. Yeah, I probably would. I like that. Now, there's ways to do it. There's a lot of civil war going on in Africa, if you haven't noticed, but no one talks about it. But there's a lot of shit going on. But yeah, I mean, yeah, Africa would be kind of cool. Again, I don't want to. I'm just sick of fucking flying. I don't feel like going and leaving, man. I don't want to stay in this country. I don't want to cruise around. I don't want to go to Africa. It'd be kind of cool, man. Don't get me wrong, but I don't know.
Somebody sent me some. I'm looking for it now. I love the listeners, by the way. They're very attentive.
They very much so. Yeah.
I mean, they listen to everything, but somebody sent me. There's like a dragon. Like, I didn't know dragons really exist. There are certain.
Komodo dragons, Andy.
And they attack like deer and stuff like that?
Attack deer?
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, they'll attack anything. You know what happens with Komodo dragons? You know what they have? You don't know?
A Komodo?
You see all the Komodo dragons? They can get up to like 10 feet long. They're disturbingly, hideously
attack
scary.
Deer.
Yeah, they'll attack humans too. They'll attack your little bitch ass.
Where do you see them?
And you know what? If you get bit by one, guess what's going to happen to you? You see that saliva in their mouth? You know what that is?
Poison.
Straight up, goddamn, horrific poison. It's like a big cobra. It's like a 10-foot cobra that's like an alligator with sharp teeth and horrific poison.
Really?
That seeps into a straight fucking kill you. Komodo dragon.
Komodo dragon.
Yes, they're
so
scary,
these
dude.
things are very scary.
They're badass.
If it's the same dragon I'm thinking of.
Well, what other dragon are you thinking of? A house of dragon?
So where is the dragon located? Like, where are they in the woods?
I would say they're in Southeast Asia. If I had to guess where they would be, that'd be Southeast
Which
Asia.
part of Asia is in the southeast?
The southeastern part, like the Philippines, like
Taiwan.
Taiwan area, southern China, I don't know.
Vietnam.
Vietnam.
Do you know that's the way you pronounce it? It's not Vietnamese, it's Vietnamese.
Whatever.
You like Vietnamese food?
Yes, I do.
Do you?
Andy, I'll eat anything. Unlike you, dude. I am not picky. I'll eat anything. I like fucking. I like Vietnamese food. I like,
You like
Indian curry.
You like eating game?
I don't like gamey stuff. Now, I'll have a rack of lamb. I like rack of lamb, but it was one time in Jersey when I was going out to eat like 3 times a week. When you first start making money.
3 times? You're probably
going
no,
sorry.
6 days
3 times a day. Sorry about that. 3 times a day. My bad on
Yeah,
that. Thank you for the correction.
Mm-hmm.
And so like in Jersey, like there's so many unbelievable restaurants. And I used to, I got upset because I never ate. Like my dad would cook me steaks, but rack of lamb and like the cute different stuff, like we never really got into. But I started like experiment with this different foods, man, like because you can afford it. I remember loving rack of lamb.
Mm-hmm.
And then that one time, Andy, where you eat that son bitch, and there's a little thing off on it, and it fucked me up for 3 days where I lost like 10 pounds. It gave me such horrible food poisoning that I didn't eat rack of lamb for a long, long time. But to answer your question, and you guys all know that too, man, you can go to a restaurant and order something, and it could be all of a sudden you get food poisoning. You'll never want to go to that restaurant for like 2 years.
Oh my God,
you're turned off like no other.
Do you know that I had a butternut squash soup one time, and I have not been able to eat that ever since because I got food poisoning.
I'll get you.
And
even chicken wings.
Even thinking about it right now, I will throw up, like right in front of your face. Well, if you threw up right here, I would throw up.
Yeah.
Okay. If I see someone throw up, I automatically throw up. Does that happen to you?
Man, no one throws up in front of me, dude.
Oh, Blaze threw up in the house the other day.
Listen, do you do that in the middle of the night?
Let me tell you something about Blaze right now. Well, he's done that. Well, but when I hear that, I know to get his ass outside right away. Okay.
Yeah, they'll stay in that car.
So Blaze went to when we went out of town to Colorado. And we were up in the high elevation. I did a lot of mountain bike.
You didn't do that much cool stuff. I mean, you really did. You just there and you kind of looked around a little bit.
No, we did some hiking and stuff.
You do cool stuff. Don't get me wrong.
Okay.
But
it was
like, for the fans.
Yeah. I got very dehydrated.
You're with your family.
Up in the elevation.
Yeah.
But so he stayed at this spot that my wife found because everyone was recommending it to her. I'd never kept a dog at a kennel ever in my life.
Yeah.
When I had my white German Shepherd back in the day, always stayed with a friend. So Blaze stays at this spot where you can watch it on video camera playing with the other dogs.
Yeah. How do you do with the dogs?
There's like 40 a lot of humping going on, but not with my dog.
Dominance. Shows dominance.
Is that? Yeah, it is. It is. That's exactly what it shows.
Yeah.
So he comes back with this infection in 2 of his feet, 2 of his paws. He has like an infection. So my wife takes him to the vet. He's on an antibiotic, and I think that antibiotic is just making him sick. So he's been sick the last couple of days dealing with that right now with Blake. I'm never, ever sending my dog ever again to a kennel. These people that own the kennels, they get these the rug burn and stuff like that on their fingers and on their paws.
Well, you're going to take them then? You're just going to neglect them and have them sit there and take care of themselves?
There is a whole business right now, which I think you should consider getting involved in.
What?
Well, first of all, there's a couple of businesses. And anybody out there looking to make a little extra money, there's a couple things you can do. It's almost like... it's like an Airbnb for dogs. Like if people are going out of town, you can you can take somebody's dog for like up to a week or something like that, and then they pay you. And then there's dog sitters and stuff like that who do a business. So I will keep it with like a dog sitter next time I go out of town.
There's options, Andy. There's options, man. I get it. I'm glad that you're concerned about your animal. I get worried about that sometimes.
Oh, you didn't think I had it in me to do that?
He's probably getting neglected. No love.
Mm.
Like, my puppies are goddamn spoiled, and I don't give a shit. They're princesses around that house. They do whatever they want.
Did you see the story about that guy? I was reading, I think it was in the Wall Street Journal. I think I was reading.
You were reading that, Andy.
I forgot which issue it was.
Well, they come every day in the paper.
Yeah, it might have been yesterday's or the day before.
I get dropped off in my
the Wall Street Journal?
Yeah, it's from the lady that owned my house beforehand. She's still paying for it.
Oh, really?
Wall Street Journal.
Can I get some of those?
I bring it every goddamn day to my radio show.
Can I borrow it today? Because I haven't read today's yet. Can I see it? Let me just see it.
And he hangs out with me now. He's like acting like he reads.
No, I didn't know you had. Oh, you got the Wall Street Journal.
I do because I get it for free, and there's interesting stuff in there, like Typhoon over here. Like I like to read up on different.
What's
things.
the NASDAQ today? Do you know?
I have no idea. Andy.
Well, I mean, come on. I need to know some of this stuff.
I think it blew up the other day. I don't know.
Well, so this guy was hunting with a bow and arrow. Now, listen, you're going to hunt with a bow and arrow. You better have a backup plan, because if you miss, this thing's going to charge, and if it charges, Cam, you got to be able to defend yourself. It's the one time that I would say it's okay to be packing some heat and maybe have a gun or whatever. I want somebody to have a gun with me when I'm in the middle of the woods, and there are dangerous predators that are hanging around. So anyway, he tries to shoot the moose. Have you ever heard like a cow moose or a bull moose?
Yeah. They're big, I guess. Yeah, the bull ones.
Huge racks.
Yep.
Huge racks. Anyway, okay, so he misses, and the thing charges him.
Yeah.
Gores the hell out of him.
So you're shooting a moose with a bow and arrow.
I know. Isn't that amazing?
Is that? No, it's not amazing. It's kind of stupid.
No, well, that's what this guy
is. That
was
what they're doing?
Yeah, he does do it. Yeah, a lot of them do that.
Oh, interesting.
A lot of them do that.
I didn't know it'd kill a moose.
Yeah, I think it can. So anyway, so he has a hunter's GPS thing. Yeah. You're familiar with that?
No, Andy, but go. Keep
so he presses the button or whatever to alert people that he's like
in a jam.
In a jam. Anyway, these hikers find him. They drag him out 1.5 miles, and then like a state trooper finds him on the side of the road and ends up getting to the hospital. Life-threatening injuries. Yeah, this very severe. It would have died if he didn't have that GPS thing.
No, he got gored?
Oh, my God, just got...
He got gored pretty good?
Yeah. Lucky to be alive.
You hear about this story, this hillbilly boy down in Florida? You know, fucking hillbilly Florida is, man.
Brent Burns.
Hey, all y'all out there, type in Florida man on Google and see what pops up. Oh. You'll have 50,000 things of the craziest shit ever. So Florida's a fucking crazyville. Beautiful at times. Miami's actually kind of nice now. The crime's like going down in Miami because they put their fucking foot down on shit. Mm-hmm. And Florida's a pretty cool place. Now you got gators cruising around everywhere. So if you have a dog, I'd be kind of concerned about it. But this hillbilly boy out there in Florida, you could tell he's like a fucking crackhead.
There's a lot of those out there.
Meth head. Not crack. I'd say meth.
Great high school football there in Florida, too.
Cool. Anyway, so this guy's cruising around. He's at this park, right? And he goes up and he's walking along. And, like, his story is kind of goofy, but this did happen. So he goes up to this in a national park in Florida by the Everglades, which is goddamn horrifying, Andy. Mm-hmm. There's so many different things that can get you. Crocodiles, snakes, to this, to that. I mean, there's so much. There's mutant fucking shit going on because of all the different people with different animals in Florida. So anyway, this dude's cruising around, walking, and he comes up to this big lake. And he's like, I don't feel like walking around this lake. I'm going to swim through the lake.
Oh, yeah.
So you're going to swim in a fucking lake in southern Florida. You're out of your goddamn mind. So he gets halfway around. He's swimming. And guess what? An
alligator.
An 8-footer comes, grabs his arm. Oh. And he's like this. What do I do? He's like trying to get him off. He goes, then he starts doing the death spiral. The death spin. You know, Andy, when you take it and they spin over and they spin over and they spin over.
Oh, that's what they do with their tail?
No, Andy, their whole body, they spin. They grab on you, and when in the water, they spin. They turn around. So they dig you underneath, and they rip off your limb. The alligator, he fights it off. It rips his arm off. Completely off. So he gets out of the water.
Florida man?
Florida man.
Like, is there more than one of those?
There's a million of them. What do you mean?
Florida man.
What?
Like a guy that goes by Florida man. Is there more than one?
You're confusing sometimes. Anyway, so he gets his arm ripped off, and he gets out of a Florida man. What are you lifting your arms up and looking at Brody like that's a dumb question?
This guy, you said Google Florida man. Is that an individual?
No, that's meaning men in Florida are goddamn weirdos, and they do the stupidest thing.
You acted like it was like Elephant Man, Florida man. It could be,
no. If you go to Google and you say
Burning Man,
if you go to Google and you say Florida man, and then it'll
so
auto. Listen to me. It'll auto edit and it'll show a billion different things like Florida man bangs his sister, then his sister does this and then or something, or Florida man gets trampled by an elephant after trying to have sex with it. Florida man snorts a bunch of that's what I mean. There's a billion different things.
So you're not referring to one individual.
No, I'm just saying. The men, if you type that in, there's so many different Florida men crazy shit. Anyway, good God.
Yeah, go ahead.
So rips his arm off. He gets out of the water and hikes like 5 miles. I don't know how you could do that. I don't know how you...
Without an arm?
Without an arm. And he gets saved. And
where's the arm?
It's in the goddamn stomach of the alligator.
You think he ate the arm too?
Hell yeah.
Well, alligators do that? Like they'll rip it off, but then do they want to actually eat the arm?
Yes, Andy.
That dragon will do it too.
They're a dumpster.
That dragon will eat the hell out of your arm.
I don't know if the dragon will eat you. I think the dragon will kill you because you're a threat. Mm-hmm. You know, I don't know if it eats. Maybe it will. Mm-hmm.
That's where the moose...
It probably wouldn't want to eat you because you don't have that much meat on
Well,
you.
the moose will They'll gore you with their rack, and then they'll step on you and stuff like that, and walk on you and kick you.
Of course, they'll trample
but then they run away.
Yeah, but they'll still gore you, just like a buffalo will gore you, and they're not eating meat.
I saw a guy in Russia the other day. It's starting to snow over there already.
Some parts, yeah.
Yeah, it starts to snow in Russia. I remember when I was living up in the mountains, the first weekend Halloween, we'd have snow coming down.
We've had it here, Andy.
Oh, really?
Yes, we've had snow on my birthday in April 15th. We've had snow in May here. We've had snow in...
Not really like a real snowstorm, though. No, like where it sticks and stuff like that.
No, but it doesn't matter. It still means that you're below 32 degrees.
Mm-hmm.
So it's pretty, it's just, that's not like a common thing. So,
I've seen snow flurries when it's above 32.
Yeah, Andy, it doesn't stick.
I told you about that chemical they're putting in the clouds that can produce snow.
No one's doing that. Now, China just went to the moon and got some crazy-ass material, minerals and shit. I don't know what that's all about, but China went to the moon. Did the other cats go to the moon?
Is that the first time China's been there?
No.
I wonder what they did.
I know. They're doing, they
probably had China, some crazy-ass
China doesn't care about the Green New Movement, just so you know. They have high-speed they're building bridges over there, dude. Like 1,500 feet in the air, bridges that are going over these huge mountains.
In the China. Moon? They put the bridges up there?
No. In China, dude. There's these high-speed rails that they have. They're
You learned this at fantasy camp?
Yeah. No, Andy, I actually do homework and read. You're so one-dimensional, it's sickening.
Hold on. So what are they doing up there at the on the moon?
They're digging for material. They're looking for... They found
what kind of material? Like, what's up there?
All kinds of different shit. Look, asteroids have a shit ton of crazy material in them, and they get rocked by asteroids all the time. So maybe... who knows, man? But they're finding all kinds of rare stuff.
If somebody offered you a chance to go there, like, would you head...
No, my vertigo would be fucked.
Really?
No, I couldn't.
Even if your friend Mike... he'd probably take. Then Cam would go.
No, we'd be crushing Rumplemints and fucking doing whatever.
What's a Rumplemint?
Rumplemints, it's a booze, it's a liquor. I don't mind it, but my buddy who I do go on these fancy trips with, that's his go-to.
What is it?
It's hardcore liquor, dude. It'll get you fucked up. He couldn't handle it, that's for sure.
No,
he'd be talking everybody's ear off about your time in Arizona and stuff, or your shit.
Dude, Rumplemint? That sounds terrible.
Yeah, it's not good.
No.
Yeah,
I think my body has a inherent condition, Cam, where it's like it rejects certain types of alcohol, and I just can't. It can't handle it.
I can't do grandma. I don't like.
Okay, you can't do grandma. What does that even mean? Like, what's that kind of drink is that?
Nasty, in my opinion. It's like a sugary. Whiskey. I don't fuck with. I told you a story where Kate almost divorced me. Remember I was going through a tough time.
Was that during the All-Star weekend?
I spent my money. So this is right after I kind of retired. I was making a little bit of money in radio, but man, I was struggling. Like I truly was. I didn't know how to live without the money coming in. I spent a lot of it. I was figuring out. I was getting pissed at a couple things on radio that I was sitting out for 40 minutes at a time on the show when I first started because they talk about baseball and I just couldn't keep up with it and they wouldn't kick it to me. And I was just kind of miserable.
Isn't that the show you're doing now? You guys talk a lot about baseball.
Yeah, but I host it, dude. So I could change the...
You can just go in a different direction.
Andy, you come on.
Yeah.
I just want you to come on.
Okay.
Like I chirp Andy for everything, but I want Andy to be on my radio show because he's got... Andy's... I think all y'all out there, you got to listen to Andy on the radio sometime. You're completely different. Like you're singing songs, you're doing like it's hilarious, absolutely hilarious. So I love when Andy comes on the show. Anyway, so after I retired, I was still kind of down. Brad Jackman, who played like shit over the weekend, by the way. Still love you, Jax, but you played bad. It's okay. It's okay. You shut him down at the end, but it's all good. Jax had a party for Christmas party. It was 2 days before Christmas, and Kate and I go over there, and we're all partying, man. And I'm drinking whiskey, like this expensive whiskey, and guys are like, come on, Cam, it's I'm like, oh fuck, like, man, expensive whiskey and cheap whiskey, it's fucking whiskey to me, and it puts you in a different realm, right? In a mean realm. For me, like I could drink beer all day, wine all day, and I'm a happy drunk. Like I'm a happy drunk, but whiskey sometimes gets you fucked up. And like you can't get mean, and I was being kind of mean to Kate on the way.
Oh no, from the whiskey?
Yes, on the way. So,
so
it's 2 in the morning.
Drinking that.
Oh, I don't. So it's 2 in the morning. We're going to the blue collar part of Eureka. I still live there. I'm getting a little rowdy. I'm just getting irritable, and Kate's getting pissed at me.
What does grandma have to do with this though?
Nothing.
You said you were doing grandma.
No, I said I don't like grandma, but I just tied this to whiskey.
What is grandma though?
I think it's bourbon. I don't know. It's gross. But anywho, I drank whiskey. I got home. Presents are out everywhere. I walk in my house. Kate's mad. I'm already in a weird mood. It's all my fault. And I trip over a present. I trip over a present. And I turn around. And I kick it as hard as I can.
Oh, no. Was it hard?
It was a drinking Jenga case. It broke my foot in 3 different spots.
No.
2 days before Christmas, which we're hosting.
Really?
At my house. It buckled me. When you break your foot, like, it buckles it. Like
I know. When I broke my finger, same type of thing.
Not really. Because you can't, you put pressure on your foot, and you notice every time. Finger just drops. You can maneuver with a finger, broken finger.
Your mental ability just to you can't do
it's
anything.
Like
It has a heartbeat.
Yes, and wham, wham, wham.
What is the heartbeat though? Like
that's just your blood. It's your pressure going in. It's all the blood force. You hurt yourself. All the blood's getting there. Like we need to protect this. We need to heal it.
Yeah.
And so it's like wham, wham, wham. But when you break your foot, it buckles you. Kate's already pissed. We're hosting Christmas for the first time at the house with all the family, and I can't do anything. I don't have that much money coming in.
Have you not gone to the hospital to get your...
I was drinking too much, and then I broke my foot, and we had a host, and I'm crawling around the house like an asshole. I couldn't even do it. You couldn't. I had to put on a boot. It takes 20 minutes to put the goddamn boot on. Otherwise, you have to crawl. Her family had to come over and cook everything. I was going to cook stuff. I was going to do everything, and they had to do it. And Kate, it almost was the end of the Jansen household.
Were you in a boot?
Yes, but I couldn't even walk on that thing. It was such a fucking... And it was because I'm an asshole.
How long ago was this?
5 years ago. And Kate almost left me. She almost left me
Really?
after that.
Like she was close to doing that. Yeah.
Dog just died. Like it was a lot of... Oh, my God.
There's a lot happening
Oh,
right
my
now.
God.
So, yeah, man, certain types of alcohol... Like
we're
you
good
mentioned,
now.
I can't drink whiskey. I can't drink scotch.
Can't scotch? No. Ain't doing it. I ain't doing it.
You know...
But I'll drink that sake, baby. What's up?
When I went over to Big Walt's house last weekend, and I mixed that vodka and that wine, dude, and I was throwing up all over the plane the next day. Remember I told you that?
Yeah, well, don't...
I mean, so again, my body rejected that. I have to stick with the same drink all night long or all the time.
I know.
And as long as I do that, then I'm good. But one time I went to with a friend of mine who I know. I went to like an African American what's it called, a barbershop.
Oh yeah.
And we were doing like barbershop talk. It was in a very scary,
I like barbershops, dude. Hell yeah.
It was in a very dangerous part of town, actually.
North County? You went to North County to go to a barbershop? They're
It
probably like,
you
what
always
the fuck?
say North County. The North County is like
North City?
I was like in the hood, dude. Like,
Yeah, North City, North County.
Okay, North City.
Yeah,
is
don't
different
correct
than
me
North
when you're
County.
wrong. Just go ahead.
Well, there's North City and there's North County.
Yeah, I know, and they're both kind of bad. So there you go.
Certain parts of North County are. Most
parts
of North
are.
City can be a little bit dangerous. Anyway,
a
so
little bit dangerous.
so
Top 3 in the country.
So it was like, hey, come, and it was like 9:00 at night, and so there's a parking lot that's adjacent to the building, but I just like literally just pulled up and parked my car like on the sidewalk in front of the door. I was like, I ain't walking, dude. Like from here, like you guys, someone's got to like meet me outside.
You're like they're like lions looking at a fucking sheep.
But they love me, man. And like we were like putting on a show and talking to all these dudes at the barbershop. Everybody's sitting in their chair, and one guy had homemade moonshine.
Oh fuck that, homie!
And they're passing it along, and apparently it's illegal. You know that?
Yeah, if you distill it, if you have a you know, if you're in the woods making fucking moonshine.
So here I am shooting the shit at the barbershop. I mean, it's like very legit. And I am drinking moonshine. I mean, like, and so they made me. They had like a ceremony, called me like an honorary brother for the night.
I bet you they loved you.
It was like I
bet you related to them.
It was
perfectly.
an awesome situation. But I'm drinking moonshine, man. Again, my body rejected it.
Well, no shit. That's the most hardcore shit you can drink.
So what is it?
I don't know exactly, man. It's just I don't fuck with that shit.
So he made
Everclear, moonshine, but
Everclear.
The only time I take Everclear is if you're down at the lake, you get a big ass, you know, those Gatorade big things, and remember football practice? Well,
yeah, I do.
I'm sure you do.
It's called Purple Passion.
You know the big ass jugs, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So if you're at a lake,
put Everclear in that.
Fuck yeah.
I know.
You load that mug up with fruit, everything. You put wine and all, make like a what's it called? God dang it. There's a sangria. That red sangria, but you put Everclear in that, and you put a bunch of ice in it so it's cold. You sip that all day. That's a good drink right there. I'll do that. You got all that fruit in there, but drink that shit straight.
See, there was a drink back in the day called Purple Passion.
Yeah.
And people would bring it to like parties and stuff. And they sold it kind of like in a 2-liter bottle. And it was like a purple drink, but it had Everclear in it. That was the alcohol. And I think Everclear is the one alcohol. I mean, and maybe this doesn't make sense, but I think it's 100% just pure alcohol. That's all it is.
Yeah,
you might as well put it on your like little, scrape that you have on your arm. You know,
yeah, your little boo boo that you have.
Like to clean out like whatever.
You ever have scissor, homie?
I probably had that at the barbershop, dude.
No, you didn't.
Scissor? Oh yeah.
You know what it is?
That's what the rappers drink, dude.
Scissor. You know what that is, though?
It's kind of like moonshine.
No, it's not.
It is. It's in the same family.
Nah. Not in middle Missouri, it's not.
Dude, what is it?
You mix up a bunch of shit.
Yeah, that's moonshine.
Yeah, like a little bit of codeine, a little maybe
codeine.
Oxycontin.
Oh my God, these are pills.
You crush it up, you put out,
Oh, and they make it into a drink.
That's scissor for you.
That's that's hardcore.
That's
dude.
like you're gonna overdose.
Don't act like
if anybody's
you ain't drinking that. How do you pronounce it?
Scissor.
No, how do you really say it?
Scissor. I don't know.
It's like
sipping on that scissor.
That's right, scissor.
Scissor.
That's how you say it.
That shit'll fuck you up.
Yeah, say it
now,
again.
We got scissor.
Scissor. That's how you say it. Yeah. Exactly.
Hi everyone, welcome to the party.
Now that you say it like that, I know exactly what you're talking about. Of course, yes, I've had some scissor.
Come on in. Hi everyone. Here's some scissor.
I mean, drinking Oxycontin. What are you talking about?
Shit.
Oh, my God.
That's a hillbilly version.
I think they make that stuff in, like, prisons and stuff like that.
Fuck yeah, dude.
You know? Because, in prisons...
You're a hair braider?
No, I don't. Listen, I told you last time how I went to the prison to...
oh, yeah.
Who was that?
You don't have to retell the story.
Who was I telling that to?
Me? On this podcast?
Was it on the podcast?
Yeah, we don't need to recycle
how I went to the prison and, like, we, petted animals and stuff like that. And they used the animals to, like,
I get that.
For therapy. They're therapy dogs, and they live in the cell with them and everything. But they only get to keep them for 3 months, which is very, very difficult for the prisoners to say goodbye to the animals. But in prison, because I've watched Locked Up, San Quentin. I've watched Locked Up.
Fuck yeah.
Vegas. I've watched a number of different Locked Up shows, and they make these alcoholic drinks. Cam, it's like fermented alcohol. I don't know if they use fruit, whatever. They put it in trash bags.
Oh yeah,
and then that's how they make it, and then they drink it, and so like I don't know how
grilled
they
cheese
do
off
this.
the radiator, homie.
No,
what?
Grilled cheese off the radiator, homie? Is that what you said?
Yeah, I did say that, Andy.
Oh, who's making that?
Prisoners are making grilled cheese off the fucking radiator, Andy, and they're mixing different things to make pizza. They're mixing, like, they're taking granola and, like, soda. They're mixing it up to make a thing, to make this, and they take this and put this in there. Then they put it on the radiator. Or they mix a little thing.
You still think they have access to access to drugs and stuff like that?
God,
in
fuck
prison.
Yes. Are you out
like
of your mind?
Like they smoke weed and stuff like that in there, don't they?
Well, in some prisons are stricter than others, but some, and a lot of heroin and a lot of meth.
Because they make their own.
No, I mean, no, they'll cut their own to make more money off it or to get a different deal, meaning cut it, you step on it. Meaning
make more money? Who are they selling it to?
The other prisoners. What do you think, Andy?
What do they do with their money?
They hold on to it and take care of bills back home or buy more drugs or pay off the fucking guy so you can get out and walk around and smoke crack or whatever. So you make money.
How does that guy get money to buy it?
You smuggle, everything smuggled in, dude. It's all smuggled. How do you get the fucking drugs in there? You know the guard that knows this. You got this guy that does this.
Yeah, but they do shakedowns all the time.
I know. But everybody's fucking, there's shady people in every department in prisons, man. And so you find a way. Prisoners find ways. They do. A lot of those guys are addicts, dude, so they need it and they'll do anything. And they're already in there for fucking murder. They don't give a fuck if they tack on 10 more years. They don't give a shit.
So I was reading the New York Times, I think it was, and it might have been the Wall Street Journal. I forgot which publication that I was. But dude, this guy went into prison at 25 years old in like 1969. He got out and he was 69 years of age when he got out. So he was in there for like 44 years. And they followed him around and did this whole documentary, and it was like incredible because it was like being in a time machine. Could you imagine being away for 44 years and now you get out?
Time capsule. Yeah.
Time capsule. Yeah. Like he had never seen iPhones. Yeah. He had never seen
traffic.
AirPods.
Hardcore traffic.
AirPods. They took him to Times Square. And, you know, you got like these, you know, video things on the side of the buildings and stuff. And he's just freaking out like and he couldn't believe that, you know, people just walk around and they're not even engaged on where they're going, in which direction, and they're focusing on their phone. I mean, it was like, it was a miraculous discovery, and just seeing it from this guy's
still watching
point
TV
of view.
in there and stuff. Like, you still understand.
Well, that's
things.
what I thought.
Well, that's still true. You're still watching TV in there, so you're up to date on some things. You just haven't seen it.
But he was in prison for attempted murder of a police officer, so he was probably in the hardcore facility.
Even Mike Tyson, you talked to him about, you listened to him, I should say, when he was in prison.
Mm-hmm. And he talk about it with Rogan?
Yeah, he did a bunch of times. Yep, and he talks about it all. He's got his own. I love Mike Tyson, man. I do.
Do you listen to his pod?
He's tough to listen to because he talks too much. I like when he's interviewed. I don't like when he interviews people because he kind of overtalks.
Well,
but it's all good.
That's a difference for a lot of people.
Totally,
Cam.
Man. I know.
There's a lot of people out there that can talk. They can't interview.
They can't interview.
Yeah.
So they're kind of like me. But I could talk to you, but I can't interview you. I can have a conversation with you, but I can't. I'm not going to interview. Anyway,
is that true? I don't think that's true.
I'm not. Compared to you, fuck no.
You can interview.
Not really. Anyway, so
I hear you talking to like college football analysts and stuff like that on your radio show.
Oh, Jesus fucking Christ! I get so nervous whenever I got a guy on.
Oh my God!
You know,
they got to stop doing that to you.
Well, the station's making money off it, so I have to, you know, do my thing. And it's all good, man, because you learn shit.
So
anyway, Mike Tyson's like, no. They asked him if he's ever been in the hole, and he's like, I wanted to be in the hole. Yeah, they go.
Now
why?
The hole is when you're in there for 23 hours, right?
The hole is just like the bottom when you're in a jam and you're misbehaving.
Right.
That's like your timeout of the timeouts, right? That's like you're in a hole.
No, it's solitary confinement.
Yeah. So anyway, but Tyson's like, no, I wanted that because he knew everybody and he went down there and there's no guards down there. So he'd have the female guard go down where no one's watching. He'd get all his drugs. He'd do all his fucking shit. He'd get nice food down there and he'd be fucking all the female guards. Yeah, because no one's watching. He ran the show.
Hold on.
Yeah.
He's talked about that?
Yeah.
He was having sex with the female guards?
Yeah, absolutely.
So they put the female guards in the male prisons?
Yeah. There's some, yeah.
Is this happening a lot of times?
There's female guards in male prisons, yes, Andy.
And why are the female guards wanting to sleep with the prisoners?
Because it's Mike Tyson, and she's a fucking prison guard. She's probably fucking horny and probably a hillbilly. You know?
Wow.
Yeah. You should go to prison.
Never, dude.
Oh, man. You don't want to do that. You're not cut out for that. Jesus Christ.
You think anybody is?
Yeah, I do. I think people thrive in prison, just like Tyson did. He ran the goddamn show.
Time out. You think?
Listen, there's alpha males and there's beta males, and like you're not an alpha.
What's a beta then? Is that the opposite of an alpha?
What's going? Vaccine. I gotta get it. Where the sheep going? I'm gonna go this way. What? Like if shit went down right here, Andy, you'd come behind. Here, let me explain it to you.
Yeah.
So if something came in. Like, I'd have to protect you guys. I'd be like, get back here, Andy. I got this. Like, you'd be the beta male. Like, help. I'm with the women and children. Just like if China takes over, you wouldn't stand ground. All my badass buddies would. You'd go with the women and children and, like, keep them comforted. Like, you're a beta male. It's all good.
But if somebody tried to put my family in danger, I'd be an
What are you going to do to them?
I'd be an alpha male.
What are you going to do to them?
What do you mean?
So if they come in your house, what are you going to do?
Baseball bat.
Oh, yeah. That'll work.
Hockey
you
stick.
got you Albert Pujols over here.
I have a
you could hit. I bet you, Andy, if you had a baseball bat, honestly, and we had to fight to the death, like I'm killing you. Like you're not gonna hurt me with that thing. I'll block that fucking thing so fast.
I have an Al McKinnis signed hockey stick that I.
What are you gonna do? You gonna toe drag him?
I have an Alexander Steen signed hockey stick.
When it comes to your house, what are you gonna do? Call the police.
I'd call the police because I keep seeing. Listen, this Nextdoor app. Do you have one for your neighborhood?
Yeah.
Like next door? They scare the hell out of you. They're like, everyone's get their cars stolen.
By you they do.
And so I got to be honest. Can I be honest with something?
Yeah.
Because Laurie was out of town this past weekend.
Yeah.
It was
did you do anything cool?
It was just me and Ty.
Yeah.
And it was a little weird sleeping at night. I was hearing things, Cam. I'm telling you, you can act like however you. If Kate wasn't there one night, it'd be a little uneasy for you.
It's more like if I wasn't there, Kate gets worried. Like, Jesus, Andy.
No,
that's the opposite in your household.
No, so
poor Lori.
It was. I kept hearing things, and I kept looking outside. So I had a baseball bat, a hockey stick next to, and a box cutter.
Oh, that's gonna get him. Although box cutters took down 9/11 planes, just so you know.
That's the rumor? We don't know if that's true though.
Yeah, we do know that's true.
How do we know that's true?
Because they know it's true.
Who's they?
Whoever's in charge.
They weren't there, and nobody survived. We don't know what they used and how they get that through. I guess before that, you could just carry anything you want on the plane.
No, you couldn't. No, that was illegal. You couldn't bring a box cutter on a fucking plane, and they did because they just didn't. They looked like they were dressed up nice, and they just didn't. They just walked right through it.
Is that how they dressed?
Yeah, they dressed in like suit and ties.
Oh, they weren't dressed like in their traditional garb.
No, not like a jihad. No, they didn't dress like a jihad
because they are jihads, right?
Fuck yeah.
And there is a certain way jihads traditionally dress.
Well, yeah. I mean,
so they didn't dress,
especially
like
the women.
Really? Did you learn about this on that that documentary?
Excuse me. I knew. You know what jihad? It's just it's
a way.
It's a way of the. It's a different part of the Muslim.
I'm not being
jihad
insensitive to people who are jihads or anything. I'm asking.
No one's at jihad. Listen to this podcast, just so you know.
You don't
and
know
you don't
that.
even. Yeah, I do know that.
I know a number.
That's jihad's a terrorist.
Jihad. Okay.
Yeah.
It's
not
extreme.
extreme.
It's not like because there's a lot of good Muslims and stuff like that.
Of course there are. Yeah, I know.
And there's a lot of Hindus in my neighborhood too, which I love the Hindus.
That's a jihad is different.
I just want to make sure I'm not lumping anybody in that
It's
category.
called like you perform jihad as like a religious extreme.
Oh, they're extremists.
Yeah,
like QAnon.
QAnon. It's goofy too. Look, I can't keep up with all that shit.
So anyway, getting back to the story, this guy gets out of prison. He was in prison for years, and they just had him walking around. But he was a very peaceful man. I mean, he's in prison for all those years. He's very content. He just rides the bus. He wears like a old school suit and like an overcoat, and he's got the big beard. And he meditates in the park.
Yeah, you meditate a lot when you're in prison, Andy. That's what you do. There's
but
not
he
much going on.
seemed like a very peaceful. And he had his entire life taken away from him because he made a stupid ass decision.
Like trying to kill a cop?
You shouldn't do that.
Well, no, you shouldn't, Andy. No, you shouldn't. Yeah. And you meditate in prison.
Do you believe in giving people second chances?
Yes, I do. Only if you admit that you fucked up.
Like if you tried to kill a cop.
Only admit. I'll give you an example. Like Deshaun Watson can go fuck himself. He didn't say anything yet.
Really?
Deshaun Watson should come up back. I fucked up. Now, there's different things. Now, he might be a lower spectrum.
Yeah, but you've got like civil suits and stuff like that. He's just got to be careful what he can say right now.
But like on the other hand, like some of these guys that, I don't know, like second chances, 100,000%. I've had second chances, man. I have. But I'm
talking about criminals.
Yeah, I do believe in that. No doubt about it. But you have to admit that you're wrong. And most people do, and they lie. And most people that do give second chances out, like a lot of these criminals are repeat offenders, man. These fucking judges let these motherfuckers out, and they're animals. And right when they get out, they commit the same crime that they went in there for. Immediately. Now, that's not the case all the time, but a lot of times it is. And they're getting off with these crimes, and these DAs are fucking just like, no, you're good to go. Like they're going to, it's the weirdest thing, man. They're committing hardcore crimes, and they're just letting these fucking nut sacks out, and they're committing the same fucking crime right when they come out. The crime in the U.S. is so out of control. It's nuts. It's out of control. What do you think the most hardcore city in the United States is? Go.
The
most crime.
Hardcore city.
The most murder.
Meaning what?
Murder. The per capita. What's the city? You're not going to get it. What do you think it is? Go ahead. Give me 3 tries. You're not going to get it.
Gary, Indiana.
No, per capita. So it's got to be it's a big city.
Okay, I thought you were trying to give me like a trick.
Yeah, Gary,
question.
Indiana is a good actually answer.
Okay,
100%.
Andy. Like Flint, Michigan, or something.
That's a good answer too.
I know,
no,
but
big city.
I thought you were going to give me like a.
It's a big metropolitan.
Okay, so the murder capital.
Yeah.
Well, St. Louis.
It's not number 1. I'm saying what's number 1?
Detroit.
Nope. Keep going.
I mean, you can go L.A.
No.
New York.
No. Down south.
Yeah, it's
down south.
Wade County, Florida.
Nope, it's not in Florida.
Mississippi, Alabama.
No. Keep going. Keep going.
Louisiana, New Orleans.
There it is, homeboy. New Orleans, number 1.
Yeah, I pretty much got
Jesus
that.
Christ, I had to feed you that.
No, I
answer.
got that.
New Orleans, number one.
Okay, so I've been to New Orleans on a
Number
couple
one.
of occasions. I love New Orleans. I've been to Jazz Fest. So they still have they still have Jazz Festival. It's like 2 weekends.
I like New Orleans. I love the food. I love
Great
the culture.
music.
It's
Yeah,
scary down
yeah.
there. True Detective 1. There's
Very
hillbilly boys down
scary.
Fuck yeah. There's voodoo shit. It's creepy, haunted. This music, culture. It's badass down there. Hurricane Katrina fucked things up. Section 9 or District 9 down there was like there's so much crime and poverty. Now, some people say, besides it being a horrific natural disaster, it did help, forward like money and building up different communities.
Well, they kind of had to renovate the city, right?
Yeah, they did.
Does it feel new there now when you go there?
Well,
was the French Quarter underwater?
Oh, got rocked, and there's a lot of places that got rocked, but the murder down there is fucking crazy, man. It's crazy.
God.
These guys are
like
getting
drive-by
out.
shootings and stuff.
Everything, dude. Everything. It's fucked up. It truly is, man.
Do you ever look at people on the road if they cut you off or if they?
I don't do road rage anymore. No. My dad did it when I was
I'll be
young.
talking to my wife on the car and she'll just honk her horn. I'm like, stop honking.
I don't even honk my horn.
Honk your horn.
I don't want any attention. You can cut me off. I'll just back up. Just don't be a fucking. And you'll get the big pickup trucks behind you. Like, go. I drive slow, Andy. I'm a slow old man driver, and I like it. And I'm glad I'm that
I'm
way.
a fast driver.
Yeah, you are.
I think it's my anxiety.
Yeah, I got an anxiety too, but I drive
I just
slow.
start driving. I feel like I got to get there. I don't know.
Yeah, well, you're always late then. So your anxiety might. I think you need a little more
not
anxiety.
late.
You're never ever early for anything
But I'm
we've
never.
ever
I'm
fucking.
never
Yes,
late.
Yeah, you are. Not in the way to where it totally affects something, but it's more like, let's go, man. I'm kind of looking at my phone, like, are you coming? Then you walk in on your phone, like it's like you're talking to somebody like the president, like, and then you got to talk to him, and then you got to do this. So no, you are late here and there, but you're not that late.
That's part of my work. Is just you just got to be talking.
Yeah. Okay. I get you on that, man.
Okay, you have to be talking. But okay, so getting back to what I said, second chances. I mean, we're talking like murderers. We're talking like how do you know when it's safe to let them out? Like
I don't know.
Like because this Russian guy who looks like the Halloween costume when you dress up as like the weightlifter in the circus, he's got that mustache going and stuff.
Yeah.
Like when you dress like the bodybuilder, like the Halloween costume from like the circus. If they want to trade him for Brittany Griner, for example, like I'm not ready to let him out. But you get people who do some crazy stuff. Now, drug crimes. I think you can truly be, given a second chance. But if you're going to put the community in danger and somebody who have done horrific crimes, I just don't know if I'm ready for everybody to get a second chance.
Well, no shit, Andy. You still got to do your time. And it depends on what it is. Like,
I think prison makes people even more angry.
Yeah, it could do either way.
You think it's torture? You think it's inhumane?
No.
Prison?
Guantanamo Bay was inhumane at times.
Mm-hmm.
There's some nasty shit they did down in Guantanamo Bay. And they kept getting the peasant fucking sheep herder over there that knew a guy that was a terrorist. And they'd hold him and his family or something down in Guantanamo. This is U.S., by the way.
Mm-hmm.
And then they fucking torture these guys.
Mm-hmm.
And then they take pictures of them torturing them.
Probably making
and doing sexual weird. Remember all that shit?
No, I don't even. I don't even
happened.
watch
That's
that.
part of our. It's a dark cloud on our history.
Really?
Yeah.
Where did you watch all that? Is there like a documentary that
Andy?
Okay. Well, I'll check that out.
But that was after 9/11.
Mm-hmm. Oh, really?
Yes, they made it after 9/11. So that was hard. They had to. So I feel like Guantanamo Bay is not in the U.S., so there's different rules you could have on that little island to torture people and stuff like that. Yes.
What country was it? It was just called.
It's like a little. Guantanamo
they had their
Bay.
own.
Yeah, their own little thing. Yes, and so
laws
the
and
U.S.
everything?
I guess took it over and they set this thing up for all these.
And the people
terrorists.
who were living in Guantanamo Bay.
No, it's just a little island.
Okay, but the people who were there.
Like, there's no indigenous people.
No,
there.
but the people who went there.
Yeah, the terrorists
Came from where?
Well, all over in the Middle East.
And they would bring prisoners and stuff with them?
Well, yeah, because listen, right after 9/11, they went overseas and they're trying to figure out where Osama bin Laden is. They're trying to figure out where all these guys are. So we have this sheep herder that knows this guy who's connected that, and they take these guys that they don't know anything, and they torture them, and they put them in a room and blast music so loud, and they have them sleep deprived. And when you're sleep deprived,
You're crazy.
You actually want to tell the truth. Like, it's weird how they do it.
Oh, really?
Yes. It comes out.
That's how the interrogators get the information out of people. They don't let them
they'll waterboard you.
I don't know if that still goes on in this country.
It's not going on in this country.
No.
It's going on in by Central Africa or fucking, Middle East. Middle East guys, girls, women are getting fucking stoned to death.
I've heard about waterboarding in, like in a number of different countries.
What is it?
Like they keep putting you in the water.
No. That's not waterboarding.
It's not like the water torture thing where they drip water on you.
No, that's Chinese water torture.
Yeah,
What's waterboarding? You don't know what it is?
Remind me what it is. Cause
you put a towel over your mouth. Remember Oshie did it when they won?
When he drank out of his jersey?
Yeah, that's waterboarding. So they'll lay on your back, they'll put a towel over your mouth, and they'll open your mouth, and they'll dump water in it. So you're choking to death.
And you're like, okay, I'll tell you.
That's waterboarding.
I'll tell you where he is.
Mm-hmm. Or I'll give you a name.
I'll give you
a location.
I'll give you the...
They had to do it to get... Osama was in the middle of goddamn Pakistan.
They were doing that to Osama?
No, they didn't find him. They just killed him right when they found him. But they tortured other guys that led up to his...
To find out where Osama was.
But you also tortured kids and sheep herders that had nothing to do with anything either. Mm-hmm. Now, there's a lot that goes into this. And if you guys want to text in and correct... Like, it is
well, because I've gotten a number of different... listen, again, just so you know, that my fact checkers are out.
What was I wrong on last week? Go ahead.
You're wrong about you said it was a whale that jumped in that guy's
which guy?
Boat. It was a shark. They sent me the video.
Yeah, but there's whales that hit boats too. Actually, a family just the other day were taking a boat out. They hit a whale. They capsized. They all died. And a whale jumps up. They go whale watching, and it jumps and it lands on these boats and it sinks them. So I'm not wrong on that. I just missed the story that you were talking about. Because you probably heard it from your nerd boy friends at the Creve Coeur Racket Club, and you didn't process it right.
Maybe. Okay, so
what else?
The Jeffrey Dahmer show. It's coming out.
Show?
The documentary. It is like a show.
There's already been a ton of those, dude. I know exactly about that motherfucker.
Really?
Jeffrey Dahmer? Goddamn right I do.
Well, I started thinking of Jeffrey Dahmer when you were talking about that damn alligator eating that arm because Jeffrey Dahmer would eat it.
Oh, he'd rape you first, homie. And you'd be, he'd look right after you and be like, come over here, little boy. And he drug you up.
Was he raping men and women?
No, men.
Really?
Little men. Little gay guys. Nothing wrong with being gay. But he'd find them at bars. And he was a handsome guy. Really handsome, smart.
But wasn't he putting them in the freezer and then eating them?
He was putting them in a fucking... He'd boil them. And he'd keep the heads over there. He would cook their meat and eat it. He'd have them in a drum. And everybody in the apartment building...
How do you know this?
Because I read about it, Andy.
Well, there's a show you might like that's coming out.
I sometimes you just read about things, Andy. Like, I'm curious. I'm a curious dude.
This was in the Wall Street Journal.
Okay.
That I was reading about this.
Okay. So anyway, Dahmer would lure these gay men to his apartment.
Dahmer, not Jammer, yeah.
Dahmer. Sorry, I got chew in my mouth. Don't correct me. I don't know shit.
Dahmer.
So anyway, he'd take these kids and he'd drug them up and he'd experiment on them. He'd rape them and he would cut them up and eat them and put them in a drum. And then it started smelling really bad. And people started complaining about the smell. And then one time he took this kid who he wheeled back to his apartment, seduced him.
Would he steal them from
No, he wheeled him from a bar. He's a handsome guy. He goes to gay bars and he's wheeling these gay guys out of bars and taking them back to his apartment and eating them and killing them and raping them. So he did it and it started to stink bad because they had all these different, body parts everywhere. And of course, he put them in a big drum.
Okay, I won't be watching this
I know,
show.
I'm just telling you.
So you know.
And
I didn't know this was all going on.
You're such a pussy. And so anyway, he took this one kid, Andy, and he drugged him up. And he's doing things to him. And the guy woke up and he got out of it. And he ran out naked. And he called the cops. And that's how you get caught. Yoink.
Wait a minute. The guy who he had brought back there ran out of the place.
Yeah. Woke up. It didn't affect him. The drugs didn't affect him. Got up and he stormed out of there. I believe that's what happened. You can correct me all you want, but check that out. It's hardcore. There's some hardcore serial killers back in the day, Andy. Hardcore.
So he was a serial killer.
John Wayne Gacy is a real life
serial killer.
Pennywise the Clown.
Oh, he dressed like a clown?
He was Bobo the Clown, and he's huge. And he's lived in Illinois. And John Wayne Gacy, smart guy, family man. and he was part of like the board of whatever for the town. Everybody respected him.
Yeah, like he was on the.
Like he was on the.
He was a mayor, maybe, or
no, I wouldn't say that far up, but he was like
alderman.
Yeah, maybe an alderman that had decisions, so people respected him.
I went toe to toe against the alderman of my town, and I actually won my grievance.
That's cool. Anyway, so he would hold people would hold him as high regard, but he was also Bobo the fucking clown, Andy, where he was huge. Look up a picture of him. He's horrific. He looks like goddamn Pennywise, and he'd lure these little boys, and he'd rape them, and he'd kill them, and he'd stick them underneath his floor panel in his house.
Yeah.
And finally he got caught, and they dug up his floor panel, and there's like 30 of them.
Oh, my God.
30.
What year was this?
70s. He was a real life Pennywise the motherfucking clown.
You think you can rehabilitate people like that?
No.
Like, are they born just being crazy?
Yes. Yes, they're born that way, dude. They're born psychotic. They're born with that itch that they cannot control. The demon. We all have demons. Andy, I got demons out the wazoo.
So listen.
I'm an addict. I'm an alcoholic. Everything. I got to control it. But these guys are addicts in weird, fucked up ways.
Yeah, these are different types of.
Yes.
Because my daughter's going to 6th grade camp, like I said at the beginning of the show.
Oh, God.
No, and she's going there today. And they don't allow them to choose who they're in the cabin with. Like,
is she with boys?
No.
Okay. Oh, I don't know.
No. They keep the girls with the girls and the boys with the boys.
I was asking because you know how, hey, can you define a woman? A lot of people can't define a woman these days. So nowadays, I thought they maybe put them together. I hope not. Well,
if you identify as a woman, you're probably going to be staying with the women. I don't know how that works.
I don't know either.
Okay.
But that's
crazy we even have to talk about that.
Andy, I know. It's all good. It's all good.
Mm-hmm.
But there's some situations where it's like, no, it's all good.
Yeah.
It's complex. Because there's you don't want to intermix men with women, even if they think they're a woman.
Okay, well, I wasn't going there. But all I'm saying is this, is that they don't allow them to choose who's in their cabin. So it's not like she can say, hey,
just like you can't choose who's in your classroom.
No, she can't get together with all their friends and be like, hey, we're all going to.
Well, no, they want to meet other people, and that's healthy. You don't want just to hang out with your own friends. You want to meet new people.
They don't allow you to have a phone.
Good.
They don't. You have no contact with them.
Okay, let them grow up a little bit. She's getting older.
Okay,
don't worry about that stuff.
So how do I know if like everybody in her cabin is not like
a psycho, a little kid? I mean, Andy, like you got to look at the percentages that can happen. You can't just be a hypochondriac and worry about everything. I get what you're saying, and I appreciate that you're actually concerned. You're not just like, let's go here. I don't. I'm glad that you're like that, especially with Chloe, who's a girl, and I just, I look at it a little bit different. Like if Ty's going to camp, it's like, if he's got to wrestle with a guy, somebody's pissing him off. But a girl, I do think it's different. But I wouldn't worry about somebody doing crazy things. I think you should worry that maybe there's some bullies in there that might say something and she just has a bad time. But that's a learning experience. Let her go learn. Let her sit with other kids that she doesn't know, she's not comfortable with, and figure it out and socially adapt to it. Yeah. That's what I would say.
A lot of parents, they send their kids away to camp for like a couple months or whatever.
I remember not a month. I remember going for a week.
Couple weeks or a month, sometimes even longer during the summer. I read this story. There's like communities in Georgia where their kids all go away to summer camp for several weeks, and then the parents they just have these crazy parties and there's like orgies and all that type of stuff that go on.
Well, where are they at?
Georgia.
Let's go. So if there's we're talking about with the Georgia orgy thing.
So all the parents they just throw these huge parties. It's like they get rid of the kids.
Yeah.
And
why not do that? That's not like evil. Who cares?
I didn't say it was evil. It's not.
Well, we're talking about John Wayne Gacy.
Guantanamo Bay.
Guantanamo Bay. Yeah. Well, they're not.
Okay.
They're not.
Hey,
jihadist terrorists. But the point is, that's not. Hey, by the way, if you go to a lake and you see a pineapple on a dock,
no.
Yeah, that means they want to get down with it.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
That's what you do?
I don't do it. I don't do swinging shit. But people
it's for swingers.
Yeah. So people want to.
Well, what if you're by yourself?
No. the point is, like, there's little things on different that you'll see that they're swingers. So, like, you'll just know. And if you don't know, you don't know.
So, if I put a pineapple on my porch, would people driving
I don't know.
by?
I think it's more like you're in a party.
What about if you have a pumpkin on your porch in the fall?
No, that's Halloween, Andy. Okay. That's a dumb analogy. But if you have a pineapple on your dock down to Lake Ozarks, they want to get down with it with you and your wife.
Oh, yeah.
And I remember being down there, Kate, and there's certainly couples that would come up. Just like if you go down to Florida, all you know what I'm talking about. If you go down to Florida,
nobody knows any of this.
Nah, you don't. But the cool guys understand it. If you're cruising,
pineapples on the deck.
I'm sure you and your girl. I'm sure they're coming. You don't even know it. You probably even Never mind. But the point is, if you go down to Florida and you see that you see that older tan couple. They got money, and they come up to you, and you're like, "Hi, how are you? What are you guys up to? Would you like to come to our house? We'll come on. Hi, hi,
big lips,
like tan as shit, and like the wife's staring at you, and the dad's staring, and you're like, no, we're good. Yeah, they want to fuck you. Now they want to kill you. They want to fuck you.
Well, you never know.
But it's like, I don't want your dumbass fucking my. No, you're not. Your wife's not that hot anyway.
No.
Kate ain't playing that goddamn game with you, old man.
Would you ever do that
with her?
With
No.
another couple?
I got weird in a lot of.
With you and Kate?
No. I got weird.
That's my question.
I got weird in juniors in a couple things. Okay. Not with dudes, but I did have sex with a couple. I think a couple people wanted me to hang out with their wife, and I maybe did it a couple times when I had a young age. And I even told my parents, and they're like, "Oh Jesus, oh my God." Well,
Oh, you told your parents?
Yeah.
They don't.
They've seen it all.
That's pretty normal.
I'm like, Dad.
I mean, most people tell their parents.
Dad, this motherfucker. He's like, what? I go, yeah.
But doesn't everybody? Hey, how's it?
They weren't good looking, but it's all good.
Hey, Bobby, how's it going?
Well, I'm making love to married women in front of their husband.
I mean,
that's a weird thing, dude. Don't do that.
I brought Ty to fantasy camp on Saturday, and there's people are calling trying to have Ty call them dad. Were you hearing that?
Ty, hey, all you out there. Ty, little cute yoink. Ty comes into the Blues fantasy locker room. We're all hanging out because Andy wanted to fucking play, and I'm like, no. We need too many guys. And I wanted you to play too, Candy, because I like playing hockey with you, man. It's fun. Don't get me wrong. It is. You're not that good, but it's fun.
Well, better than half the team on your team.
Well, yeah, but we didn't play them the championship game. We sat our campers. So
they came all the way from Philly and sat on the bench.
They sat on the bench the last game. But yeah, little Ty kept cruising around calling everybody else daddy besides, his daddy.
He was not.
Besides, his daddy. So I thought that was interesting.
He was not.
I believe he said that to Barrett Jackman, Reed Lowe, Jamie Rivers, me, Big Walt. Who else? Oh, Prongs, maybe.
Brad
Boys. Tyson Nash. Oh, God. Fucking Nasher, dude.
No,
he looks like he still plays.
Nasher looks like the guy that you may run into at the lake.
Yeah, he's tan as shit. Nasher dresses like he's 25 years old. He looks young as shit. He's still caught up. He wears those tight jeans. He looks athletic. Like, he looks better than half the guys on the Coyotes.
Okay, just for the record, you're joking. Ty wasn't calling anybody dad.
No.
But people were telling him to call me dad.
Yeah.
So what were they saying by the saying? What are they trying to say?
You're not his daddy. What do you think, Andy? Good God. I mean, he looks like Taylor Hall. And the kid is so goddamn cute. He had a cool outfit on, too. I liked his outfit, man. He just looked cute, dude.
Well, it's cold in the rink.
I'm glad that he had a good time.
He had to wear a hoodie.
To watch his daddy play and score a big-time goal. Momentum swing goal, that is, Andy. Bar down. Whatever. And I was drinking all fucking day. And I still did it.
Were you?
Yeah.
Okay, a couple things I want to get into. Craig MacTavish, by the way, on this edition of the Cam and Strick Podcast. People are going to enjoy Mac T.
Yeah.
And I kind of wish we would have done it in person. He's an interesting interview. There's a lot of different ways and different things you can. He played for different teams. He played for iconic teams. Yeah. He's coached. He's managed. He's been over in Russia. He's been in Switzerland. I mean, and it's where are we going with this interview? I was just
I don't know.
There were so many different ways to go. Yeah. And listen, we've talked to former Oilers in the past. It's not that we've gotten all the story, but, I don't know. It was just kind of hard to figure out which direction you really wanted to go into with MacT. So if it sounds like we're just going from one area to the because we are.
Yeah. Well, whatever.
It's like all over the place.
MacT's a big dog deal, man.
He is. He
had to go through some hard times before.
He did.
He won some cups.
He did.
And we didn't ask him.
No.
And
it's a long time ago, man.
It's a long time ago, and there's certain things, and he's with the Blues and all that stuff now, and you gotta respect him. But everybody loves him, dude.
Everybody
does. And they do. They wanted him to be a coach right after the Rangers. They wanted, and was he a great coach? No, but he could be a great assistant coach.
I think he will be a good assistant.
Yeah.
Let me just put it to you
this
way.
He's got a lot of knowledge.
I mean, Jim Montgomery was that guy. If you look at the Blues coaching staff, and I mean this with all due respect, because I think last year you would not have found a better coaching staff in the league than the Blues staff. I really mean that.
Yeah.
I mean, with Jim Montgomery there, in addition to what they already had with Chief, who I personally think Chief is truly in the upper echelon of head coaches in the league. And not just because he won a cup, and not just he's just really good at what he does. His ability to get the most out of players, his ability to communicate with players, his ability to run a bench, operate a bench is elite among NHL coaches. He's very good at that. But Jim Montgomery was the guy who was kind of like the softer coach, the more gentler approach. Chief can be very intense. Steve Ott can be very intense. And I'm talking specifically on the forward side. Mike Van Ryn does this thing with the defense, does a very good job of doing that. And when I say intense, that is not a negative. It's just the reality of who they are. Watch who they were as players. I mean, watch Craig Berube as a player. Watch Steve Ott as a player. Very intense hockey players, right? And they bring that as coaches, too. So I think Jim Montgomery was a great yang to the yin. Yin. It was just like... he just kind of presented that balance on the coaching staff, and I think that's what Chief, not Chief, but MacT, I think he's going to, inherit that role, if you will.
Yeah.
Be the guy to kind of put your arm around a player, be that softer approach.
Tell him to not wear a helmet.
And he's got a ton of knowledge, man.
He does. Now, it's different being a head coach and assistant coach,
yes.
and people are better than, whatever it is, But no, there's a reason why they hired him. Again, he's a winner. He's been in the game a long time. He's done it all. Very respected. Played here. Kind of knows the town a little bit. And no, it's a perfect fit, man. I'm excited.
Yeah,
I'm sick of talking fucking baseball. Like, kind of want hockey to come.
Well, it's getting started now. It's getting started now. So listen, Blake Wheeler. Hey, we warned people, and we gave people a heads up several weeks ago of what was going on there in Winnipeg, and it's been going on for quite some time. And I know it's the nice thing to say, and you got people out there saying that Blake Wheeler being stripped of the captaincy in Winnipeg is not an indictment on him. But in the end of the day, you're not taking the C off his jersey if they feel like he's the best guy to have the C. And if everything's been going in the right direction, and if they like the culture and they like the core group of players and all these veterans, if everything's going well, then they're not making the change. So it is an indictment on Blake Wheeler. I heard his press conference. He obviously was very annoyed by this. I don't think he was given a heads up. And when I say given a heads up, I don't think he expected this whatsoever. And so it happened. And I think this is probably a shock to a number of people inside that dressing room. And it's going to get a lot of people's attention.
You got to see, by the way.
They haven't given it to anybody.
Oh, yeah. What do you think it's going to Shifley?
I don't know. He's not getting it either. I don't know, maybe one of these younger guys, maybe Kyle Connor, a softer guy, quieter guy who just goes out there and performs. I don't know. But they're kind of a hard team to figure out. They had a couple of years where they were pretty good, but I never really felt like they were a true contender or a real threat to come out of the West. But I've been hearing this for quite some time, and I truly believe this is why Paul Maurice essentially left. I don't think he wanted to come back the year that he left anyway. I think he was convinced and talked into returning, but I think he had had enough with this core group of players. And this is another example of that. So for a new head coach to come in there, it was kind of a strange hire in terms of who they're bringing on board. The guy who was coaching with Dallas, who's been around for a long, long time. And listen, he's respected, and he's...
oh, boy, Bonus?
Yeah, Rick Bonus, yeah. He's respected, and he's been around forever. And when Jim Montgomery left Dallas, he got an opportunity to reestablish his career and become a head coach. I mean, he's not a head coach in Winnipeg right now if Jim Montgomery never would have gotten let go by Dallas, and then he took over and went to the Stanley Cup final and did his whole thing. But he's coming in there and being like, okay, we got to change some things. So I don't know how much influence he's having on that, or this is coming from management. But it just gives you an idea of what truly has been going on in Winnipeg. And I think we talked about this several weeks ago. Brody put the clip out the other day to remind people what we had said, a couple of months prior about, hey, this is what's really going on in Winnipeg. And we said this is going to eventually become a storyline later this offseason. And sure enough, it did.
You've been right on a lot of that stuff, Andy. I'm not going to lie to you. You have been. No, I'll give you praise for that, man. I can't chirp you the whole time because you're good at some things. Because if you're not good at some things, why am I teamed up with you? That's what you're good at right there.
Anything else you want to talk about that's good? Or?
I mean, there's not much. I don't know. Like, nothing's going on. Like, we got to talk about fucking serial killers.
How about...
What do you want to, force the issue and be like, the power play going to be? Hey, I don't fucking know.
Calgary's so embarrassing right now.
Oh, God.
Did you see...
the stadium crumbling down?
Buildings falling apart. It's like Jonathan Huberdeau when he saw the locker room for the first time. Did you see that video?
No.
When he walked into the locker room. And it was on video. So, it wasn't like he wasn't going to trash the dressing room. Okay? He wasn't going to trash the dressing room, but he was just kind of like,
oh, cool.
It's good to be here. I just signed
settled down.
Like, okay. So they got a lot of improvement they need to do. I remember doing a story. My first year doing television. And my first time ever working a game in Calgary, I did a whole story on how they just had to renovate the dressing room and do all this stuff because the whole building flooded.
Yeah. No, I know. Are they not making money?
I don't know what's going on.
Are they not making money?
It's a Canadian team. They got to be making some money.
I don't know.
They've been pretty competitive.
It's probably pretty expensive.
Hey,
are they selling out?
And whoever came out with this idea that Matthew Tkachuk was upset that he wasn't named captain, and he was demanding to be named captain of Calgary, and a big reason as to why he wanted to leave was because they wouldn't make him captain. This is such a terrible report because
who reported it?
I don't remember.
Okay.
But it's out there, and it's gotten some legs. Because I will say this, that they could have offered him $300 million. And they could have offered him, he could fly private anywhere he wanted to 20 times throughout the course of the year. They could have offered him whatever he wanted. And I don't think he was staying in Calgary.
Yeah, man, sometimes you want to go back to the U.S., I'm not saying that that's what it is.
So I don't think he was
like that.
I don't think players demand that anyway. I don't think any players are like, I better be named captain or I'm leaving,
Yeah, I better have extra pressure on me. I think Matthew's just in a good spot, man. He just want to probably change it up a little bit, dude. Mm-hmm. Get out of that goddamn bubble. Maybe get out of Canada.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Travel.
So this will be interesting now. NHL camp's getting open. They just got through the Traverse City tournament. St. Louis didn't do too well in Traverse City.
I don't know how to look at that.
I don't know how to look at it, but I will look at it like this. First off, and we'll get to Mac T here in a second, but first off, I remember years where the Blues had no prospects and they were winning they won the tournament a couple times. And there were years where they had big time high end prospects. And
I'll take that, Brody. Sorry about that.
And they didn't have a whole lot of success at the tournament. So it's kind of, I don't read too much into it.
Yeah, I'm not.
But I will say this. There are guys on that team, a couple of young players, like the Jake Neighbors of the world, the Zachary Buldukes, some of those guys who you're going to hear more and more from.
How'd they do at
Neighbors obviously played some NHL games last year. Well, obviously not very good. Yeah. I mean,
I'm not worried about that.
I mean, so what I will say is, and Bolduc scored a power play goal, I think, in the last game against Dallas. Neighbors had a power play goal, I think a deflection. I think it was on the power play in their victory against Toronto.
No one
but
cares.
They got beat really bad against Columbus, really bad against Dallas. Again, nobody cares. But I will say, management, coaches, they're all there. And the evaluation process in terms of where they're going to play this season, that has begun, and it began in Traverse City.
But it's not. Yeah, okay, but you still have to reevaluate these guys at training camp and real life.
Well, you
games.
just continue to evaluate.
So
absolutely.
They could shit the bed up there
and then turn it on up here.
Fucking turn it on against the big boys and be like, "Fuck everybody,
2,000%."
Yeah, so I don't know.
But at the same time, you want to show well there.
Where are you? Like Bolduc, like Neighbors, like you're doing pretty damn good in the show. Like you can't dominate against kids your own age.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
Just lead them.
But again. You're not going to give a fuck about this when we see them in preseason and they're toe dragging cats.
I don't know if that's neighbor's game, but you're right.
No, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, I know what you're saying. Yeah.
We're just how about holding on the puck and making a good plays.
Right.
That's all. That's all you need to do.
So let's get to
let's go.
Let's get to Mac T. All right, Hair Club, 800-279-7878, baby. Check out our landing page, hairclub.com/Cam and Strick. Remember the 3 R's: regrow, restore, and replace your hair, man. And that is exactly how you do it, Cam.
Easy peasy. Go get it done. Go get it done.
Yeah, you should do that.
I did do it in my front part, but my back part's kind of bad, you know. Mm-hmm. But I think I've accepted it now. But don't accept it. Mm-hmm. You guys need to get it done. I'm old and married.
What's the line they used to use back in the day?
What?
Not only am I blah, 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 I'm a customer, too.
No idea what you're talking about.
That's what they used to say for those hair commercials. But again, you can certainly regrow your hair, and if you're dealing with hair loss and all that, just there is a solution out there. Right. They have a solution for everybody. Hundreds and hundreds of solutions and hundreds of locations throughout North America. So check that out. All right, CarShield and CarShield.com. You never know when something's going to go down in your car. I'll tell you that right now. It could be a Cam. What could go down?
Anything, man.
Like give me something.
I don't know. You can hit a huge pothole in this goddamn town.
Okay, that's a tire.
No. Let me explain. We have $750 million set away in a little fucking whatever
bank account
in this town because of Stan Kroenke money, and there's such big potholes in this fucking city where you could hit a pothole, fuck your tire up, and fuck your whole alignment up. And that costs money.
It does.
And so, shit like that.
Yeah.
There's potholes that are 10 feet deep in this town.
Yes.
And we got all this goddamn money sitting away that.
So I'm thinking if something goes down with your
engine, and
your computer or something, thousands of dollars. Yeah. Engine.
Yeah.
You want to make sure you have that protection from CarShield. CarShield gives you that peace of mind. You sleep easy. 800-857-2481. Call them today. Sign yourself up. Use that promo code CAM, and it'll save 10%. And it's very embarrassing to do it, but listen, again, that's why you do it.
Yeah.
And it only makes sense to do that, so go ahead and do it. Listen, First Form, man.
Oh, yeah.
We'll get more and more into First Form as we begin our partnership with them, but honestly, it has already been. We are so excited to have a company like this now be part of what we do here on the Cam and Strick Podcast. We've been talking about partnering with First Form for months and months and months. We finally were able to establish, some contacts and relationships there. Cam and I went to their facility, and it is probably the most impressive facility I've ever been at. When you think of NFL facilities, for example, and First Form, they make supplements and but it's so much more than that.
Yeah.
It's
like a lifestyle.
It's a lifestyle.
A disciplined, damn lifestyle.
Yeah.
And they do a great job. And they are, I'm telling you walk in that place, everybody's they don't have a cleaning crew.
No.
They clean up their own mess. If you work out there and you don't put the weight away the right way, where the number of the weight, the pound of the weight matches up to the and Andy's touching things and messing shit up. You get booted for 60 days.
They suspend you.
They suspend you for 60 days.
But you know how many times they've suspended somebody for putting it back the wrong way?
Once, I think.
Never.
Oh, never?
Yeah, because nobody.
They're disciplined.
Yeah.
It makes you.
Oh my God.
They make good money.
And
they take care of their
have
clients.
Incredible clothing and they got all that stuff too. But from fish oil pills.
I eat those every day, just so you know.
To bars, me too.
They're good.
To vitamins, to bars, to supplements, to pre-workout, post-workout protein.
The pre-workout stuff. Can I say something real quick? Sorry.
Yeah.
The pre-workout stuff during fantasy camp, I brought it all into the locker room and had the guys fucking try it. Why do you think we shit kicked everybody?
Because of that.
Everybody's fucking drinking let's go. Let's go. Fucking toe dragging.
Can you drink that before you go skate?
The pre-work,
or do you have to lift weights, you think?
No, you could do it before you skate. And the energy drinks, too. They don't give you the hiccups.
Oh,
I always worry about hiccups on the radio.
I drink the greens and the fruits.
Oh.
I'll mix them together.
And
because there's no way you're getting enough in your body just by eating your day-to-day diet.
Shit it out
it's hard.
But this, it's just, they have so much good shit.
Yeah.
That's why they're so popular.
Yeah.
They're disciplined, a great place to work.
Yeah.
Great work environment.
Yeah.
Everything's so spotless. It's unbelievable.
Well, Andy and Sal Frisella, honestly, they've kind of done this on their own.
Yeah, they have.
And
they're good old boys from South County.
From not much, and they've developed this into $1 billion business. It's crazy. So Real quick, in first form, by the way, is PHORM. For those of you that are out of town or in Canada, they ship to Canada.
Yeah, they do.
They ship everywhere.
Oh, yeah.
It's the best shit you're going to find anywhere. And, they've had a huge impact. They sell these energy drinks, by the way.
Yeah, they're great.
That you can get them anywhere in the country.
I see them at Schnucks. I see them everywhere.
You see them anywhere.
Try it out. Just look it up.
All
look
over
up
the
all
country.
their shit.
Yeah.
Read into it. I'm telling you, that's why all these professional athletes come in there. And all the Cardinals players, Blues players, they go in there, work out.
I know.
First form.
Their gym is incredible.
It's nicer than the Dallas Cowboys.
I was going to say, their facility, Cam.
It is.
And I just know this I've been into a couple of different NFL facilities.
Oh, I bet. Try out.
When I was playing.
Inside linebacker Andy with no shoulder pads on.
But I have. and plus you see these different facilities too. It's
just top notch.
This is nicer than I bet you 95, if not every
and the reason
NFL facility in the country.
No shit. Even if you look at Hard Knocks.
It's new. They just built it a couple years ago.
Look at Hard Knocks and the Dallas Cowboys. Like you just look at their shit. It's
the same
nicer.
thing.
It's the same thing.
Their cafeteria.
Why is that? Because their shit's good.
Yeah.
It's good.
And they run their company almost like a football team.
Damn
It's
right.
almost like the guy, the coaches have these big glass offices and they see everything that's going on.
It's like Lou did back in the day.
Oh, yeah.
So you're always on your toes, which is good.
Like
you want that.
I honestly it's like Jerry Jones.
No, I'd want my kid to work there.
Mm-hmm.
I would. You work hard.
Yeah.
You have a life.
But they don't
it's
give
a
you a cushy job. You have to earn your way
you
up the ladder.
But you can.
You can. And
you
yes, you can.
So you can look at it like, if I keep busting my ass, I'm going to be here.
Yeah.
And I'm going to make this and I'm going to do this. And
it's not like they just say that. The reality is they truly want to elevate people and promote people. And you will move up the ladder.
Damn right.
So anyway,
you keep working hard, Andy. Yeah. Just like we're doing, baby.
So first form, baby. We listen.
Right.
Welcome to the team.
We love you. We
Welcome
love all
to the
y'all.
team. All right, Spark Skate Sharpener, SPARX. Use that promo code Cam and Strick. Had some people reach out having some questions. Don't be trying to listen. You can't buy the skate sharpener from a third party and use our promo code and save the money.
Is that what the one dude did?
I think so, which is fine.
Yeah, it's
and then he figured it out, and now he's going to order it from Sparks from their website. That will allow you to use the Cam and Strick promo code, which is that's what it is, Cam and Strick. So Spark skate sharpeners. I sharpened my skates over the weekend and ties. And
too bad you didn't get the invite to play.
I know it's okay. I didn't. Commit.
You should have played in the first game.
I didn't commit to it.
No, you didn't.
I didn't know if I was going to be out of town.
So everybody knows I think I'm an asshole. I always invite Andy to anything I do, anything. So but he didn't tell me until the last minute, and then it's kind of a clusterfuck.
I just wanted to come out one day. There's way too many guys.
I know.
Honestly.
It was too many guys.
Yeah.
So I would have had you out there. But we brought Ty out. He said it was all good. Yeah. It's all Ty's what matters anyway.
Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. And so anyway, but the Spark Skate Sharpener, this thing is incredible. 25 different NHL teams are using this. It gives you the best sharpened skate you will ever have. I mean, I am just turning to my left and my right, Cam. Forehand and backhand. I mean, I'm getting faster. You can choose which hollow you want, the half-inch, 3/8, 5/8, whatever you're looking for.
I like 3/8.
Do you? Yeah. So, and I mean this. So check it out. Take advantage of this promo code. It's going to save you more money than it will on Black Friday or Cyber Monday.
God.
What do you prefer, Black Friday or Cyber Monday? Neither?
Yeah, neither. I don't fuck with either of them.
Okay.
I don't.
Yeah. So the Spark Skate Sharpener, SPARX. Use that promo code Cam and Strick. And if you have hockey players in your family, or if you're a men's league player, at the end of the day, this is going to save you money. You can start your own little business out of your house.
We're doing dipshit boy at the fucking.
No, you don't.
Yeah, to cross grind your goddamn skates.
Yeah.
He's like,
right.
You don't know what the fuck he's doing.
No, do it yourself.
Yeah, put it on. There's a
computer.
So
easy to set
Let the
up.
computer do it.
Yeah, it's so easy to.
Everything's
set up.
been taken over by computers anyway.
If I can do it, you can do it.
I know.
Not you, but the people listening.
I ain't doing that. Press a goddamn button. I could do that.
Yeah.
I'm not sharpening my own skates, and I'm not having fucking 14-year-old dipshit boy.
No, you're not.
Who doesn't even know hockey. Sharp my fucking skates.
No, you're not. And he's like half asleep.
I toe pick and I
doesn't even
bust my AC joint.
He's just looking at the clock. When does he get off?
Yeah, he's like cross grinding.
His parents made him get a job.
I'm like watching. I'm like, what the fuck?
I know.
Not doing it.
All right, Waggle Golf. You're going to see a lot of NHL players wearing this stuff coming up very soon. I reached out to a number of guys this past week, got some addresses, and they'll be sending some stuff to a number of different players. So I can't wait to see these guys out there all of a sudden taking their golf game to the next level.
We need to do another golf thing, dude. People are craving it.
Oh, so we got to set this up because somebody just won an auction item where the auction was to play golf with Cam and I. I provided. I set them up at St. Albans with some golf and. And
Lying to people.
So basically,
I set it up.
So
obviously,
I think they paid close to like $1,000 for this. So
well, that's a nice.
So
course.
we got to like get that data on the books, and we got to do that very soon. So I wanted to wait until like October when it's a little nicer. So we'll do that next month. But yeah, absolutely, man. And we'll be wearing our Waggle Golf stuff out there. You should too. Now they've got the hoodies that are out.
Yeah, I need.
They've got the quarter zips
because it's gonna be a little chilly here, man. I want to golf when it's chilly.
They've got the quarter zips.
I might walk 18, man, when it gets a little colder.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
You're gonna start it in the fairway too. Are you gonna actually tee off this time?
Yeah, I do. I do tee
That's
off.
not what I hear.
From who?
I hear from people out there.
You have friends out
that
by
you
me,
do not.
You don't even know anybody by me.
Tee off. I hear you just start in the freeway or the fairway.
Yeah, you don't even know what the fairway
Waggle
is.
Golf, man. Get your waggleon.com. That's the website. They've got, and I got to take a picture today. I got to put that out there.
Yeah, go in your backyard and say it's
no. I'm going to go to the. I'm going to go to the course later on.
Your
today.
course. What course is that again?
Well, I got a number of different courses in my area.
I know you do.
There's Old Warson is right down the street. We got St. Louis Country Club right down the street. Belle Reeve isn't too far away at all. Belle Reeve's probably 5 miles.
I got invited to that tournament.
So did I actually on Monday.
No, you didn't.
Oh, absolutely.
I turned that mug down.
Which is, you should never
St.
do.
Louis Blues for kids. Blues for kids.
Why are you doing that?
I didn't do it. I had to work. I don't like to screw over my teammates on my radio gig or you.
Okay.
Because I would have fucked you over too on that because I'm the one that was invited.
Don't you ever do that.
Then I would have fucked you over and I would have been pretty lit up.
Don't you ever do that.
And then it would have been a really bad intro. So I
that.
didn't do it.
Okay.
So I didn't do it.
All right, good.
For the greater good of the podcast.
Well, we appreciate that. Hey, Bellman and Bellman.com. Somebody put out on Twitter the other day, like word for word, like the Bellman live read we do.
Oh, yeah?
It was very funny. He claims he's...
Well, he said no swinging dicks.
Oh, yeah, he said that.
Well, there's not.
No, there's not.
So they know what the fuck I'm talking about with that, man.
Out there in Troy, Missouri.
Bunch of dude, like 10 dudes coming out there swinging their dick around like, rah, and your girl's just like, I just want to look at that.
I just want to see what the...
Can I just like be... Can I... what you doing, girl?
Yeah. Does it have... Like,
your hair smells good.
You're just like, does it have backup camera?
Like what? Like, can I just look around?
Does this have navigation?
Quit talking about your high school football days, you weirdo.
Yeah, I know.
It's like Andy coming out, but like 6'5", swinging his dick around.
I'm gonna post the picture of my high school football.
Do it.
My high school football picture.
Post a picture of you with your equipment on, with your head looks tiny.
Have you seen it?
Pads on. Yeah.
My football picture you've seen?
No.
Oh, you'll love it, dude.
Andy.
I got to put some highlights up there too.
Yeah, well, I like to see those.
I had a couple of...
Post it. I'll retweet it.
I had a couple of interceptions.
If there's something, I'll retweet it.
Yeah.
You just gotta find
my highlight reel hockey. I got my highlight reel hockey goals.
Andy didn't even get invited to the fantasy camp. Like
Cam, I didn't commit. I was invited and I couldn't commit.
You were invited by me.
You always wanted me to like
inadvertently because I want a tie there to hang out.
Mm-hmm.
That's all I wanted. I didn't want you playing. I wanted.
Hey, it was great to see Brad Boyes though, man. Boyes and I were very tight when he played here.
I love Boise so much.
And he had a couple really good. Listen, he scored 43 one year, followed it up with 33 goals. And I think there was a 2-year period. He had the second most game-winning goals in the league.
Yeah, man.
Behind Alexander Ovechkin.
Get that shot off quick.
And they stopped making his stick.
Oh yeah.
Did you play with him?
Yes, I did. He's my good buddy.
Easy. Great dude, man.
He laughed at everything I said, and I appreciated that. I like that guy.
Oh, he laughs.
He was always happy.
And he listens to the podcast.
He listens to everything. We love you, boys.
Very good.
We had a good time with him over the weekend.
And his dad, Bob, is the best. When you guys play, I don't know if you were on the team when they made the playoffs that one year in 2008.
Dude, I was. Andy. Yeah, I was.
When you guys had that great second
we lost
half.
to Vancouver. I played in a game in that series.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
In the 4-game sweep?
Yeah.
I watched the games. This is back when I was like writing. I wasn't even doing TV or anything, but I watched all 4 games. Well, 2 of them. In the suite with his family.
Nice.
His dad, Bob, he's like a school teacher. Great guy.
Yeah.
Principal or something like that. Mom's a teacher. He's just very down-to-earth Canadian family. And he's doing the construction.
And he's with him and BJ hook up with different things and projects and stuff.
Crown Bean?
Yeah.
Oh,
they are
favorites. So smart.
I know.
Way smarter than you.
No shit. That's why you surround yourself with smart people. Now, you're smart in ways, not in other ways. So you could chirp me all you want, but you surround yourself with me too.
Hey.
So how's that working out for you? Pretty good, eh?
I'm reading the Wall Street Journal.
People come up to me all goddamn weekend, talk about a podcast.
Did they?
And they talk about you all fuck weekend.
Really good.
In front of everybody. They ask me questions about everything.
Wow. Well, I want to hear
and
all
I
about
pumped
that.
your goddamn... I did. I pumped your
I love that.
tires up.
I love that. Appreciate
But I did
that.
chirp you a little bit too.
Did you?
I mean, not
What's there to chirp
not
about?
well. I mean,
Come on.
your ignorance. But other than that,
Oh.
we're doing good, man. People like it, dude.
All right, let's get to Mac T, huh? How's that sound to you? Everything good?
Yeah, let's go, man.
Okay, let's go.
Shit.
Mac T, Craig MacTavish. What are you, 5-time, 6-time Stanley Cup winner?
Yeah, man, he's up there. Yeah.
Damn. Well, he joins us now on the Cam and Strick Podcast, presented by Hair Club, baby. The Cam and Strick Podcast is brought to you by CarShield. You know, nothing more frustrating, Cam, than when that engine light comes on and you know right off the bat you're going to have to spend thousands of dollars to repair your vehicle. Call 800-857-2481. Mention the promo code CAM or visit carshield.com and use the code CAM to save 10%. That's carshield.com. A deductible may apply. Save yourself money. Sign up and get your coverage now with carshield.com. Now to the interview. Cam was getting a little impatient because he's got no patience.
I get up at 4:30, Mac T, because I got a 3-hour radio show I got to host every single morning. And
what time at 5 o'clock start?
Hell no, 7 to 10. But I gotta get. I'm way out in St. Albans. I'm 40 minutes outside in this lovely golf community, Mac T. You'd love it out there. And I got to drive in and I got to host a show, so I get up early. It's all good.
I remember when I played here.
Yeah.
That a bunch of people were living out there. I think Al bought a place out there initially. It's just utopian, right?
Very much so. Lewis and Clark. That's where they had their adventure to the northwest.
Yeah.
Hey, so
beautiful golf course and all the restaurants and stuff like that, right? They built up.
It's cool,
perfect.
man.
I remember it.
How was today, man? What'd you guys do?
Well, we're going over system play and getting all our videos and our presentations in order for the team once training camp gets up and running. So there's always lots of dialogue and good discussions amongst the coaches, and the thing I like about it now is it's way more collaborative than when I played or even when I coached 10 years ago. I mean, it's you have to collaborate with the coaches and collaborate with the players, and it increases the execution, the buy-in for sure. But I'm enjoying it.
yeah. Well, the smart coaches, I mean, they give all the coaches responsibility, right? And make everybody feel involved. Hey, but I'm curious though, Mac. Do you ever get nervous when you're up on the board, when you're presenting? Like, are you like, or are you way past that? Because I've talked to some coaches, especially the ones that come straight from playing to coaching, and they got to get on the board on the ice at practice or present in a video session or whatever. Like, it can be a little nerve-wracking facing NHL guys.
Well, that's a good question. I think a certain amount of apprehension is good.
Mm-hmm.
And the mistakes I've made, public speaking and presenting to the team, is a byproduct of overconfidence. So I think a little trepidation, a little healthy respect of your subject matter is really healthy, I feel. Anyways, I think, again, when you think you know it all, or you're cocky enough to think you do, then you get into trouble.
Yeah, I'm with you there. I hear you. So listen, how'd this come about, man? Like, you've been doing some interesting things the last couple of years. Going to Russia, which Cam was afraid to go to Russia. He wouldn't go play there. Yeah. Switzerland, I think you were at too, which just sounds incredible. To live in Switzerland. And now you're back over here in the NHL. So were you always thinking this opportunity would be there for you? And what's life been like for you the last couple of years?
No, not at all. I was thinking quite the opposite. The opportunity wouldn't be there for me. But last year was really the first year that I was unemployed, and I did some broadcasting and some analysis with Sportsnet, and did quite a few of the Oiler games, but it really wasn't that busy, and I was bored, and I was looking for something to do, and fortunately for me that this opportunity presented itself when Jimmy got hired in Boston. So I've known Craig Berube a little bit from our time together in Edmonton many years ago, And Steve Ott, I had at a World Championship team. I was coaching in Germany, so I know him a little bit. Mike Van Ryan, I don't know as well, but obviously I've gotten to know him and respect his knowledge about the game. And I've really been impressed with the coaching staff, and highly organized, and good people, and it's been a good experience so far. Obviously, you got to win. Our expectation is to win here, and that's healthy too. I think and we have the capability, which is great.
Well, you got a great crew there too. Otter and those guys, and we know them well as well. But like you're saying that you're bored, like you've been working your ass off your whole life, and all of a sudden, like, aren't you fishing and golfing and doing that kind of stuff, outdoorsy?
Not in Edmonton in February, I can guarantee you that. I just am not ready for that sedentary lifestyle yet. At some point I will be, but I like to stay busy and be engaged in the game. And I was looking for an opportunity where I could hopefully lend my experience to some players and younger players, and have a little bit of fun, camaraderie, and success in the process.
Okay, so describe yourself as a coach, especially as an assistant coach versus being a head coach, because Jim Montgomery, he had that relationship with the players, especially the young guys. And, it sounds like you're kind of like that in terms of you're the guy to put your arm around the shoulder of a young kid, right? You're not a screamer and a yeller and a howler. Like you're more of a softie in terms of your approach and your interaction with players. Is that accurate?
Well, certainly as an assistant coach, any assistant coaches I've been around, playing the role of the heavy doesn't work. I don't think I've ever been around one that did.
Yeah.
But the nice thing about being an assistant coach is you can be, super positive with the players. I think I've always tried to be that way, even as a head coach. I mean, there's times as a head coach where, the winners on your team want accountability, and you're responsible for that accountability as a head coach. And but as an assistant coach, I really think it's, you're trying to, help the players as much as you can, and lend some insight from your experiences that you derive over time. And I'm looking forward to that part of it. I think that, and coaching in general has gone that way. I mean, there's still a few examples in today's game where, it's more of a dictatorial style of coaching, and, there are arguments to be made for both. But, for me as an assistant coach here, I'm hopefully here. Well, I'm here to support the players in any way that I can, and support the coaching staff in any way that I can, and that's my approach.
Yeah.
Hey, how many of the players already ask you about not wearing a helmet? I mean, listen,
I was going to get into that.
I know, but listen, you're the last guy to never wear a helmet, and everyone knows that. I'm sure you've been asked that 3 million times. God. But at the same time, I mean, it's just like, are the players bringing that up to you? Has that been talked about yet, Mac?
I don't even know that many of them would know that. Certainly the younger players would not know anything about Craig MacTavish, the hockey player. They're probably, our veterans are probably somewhat aware of it, but you can boil my career in hockey down to 3 pretty insignificant events, and one of them is the last player to play the game without a helmet. That was my qualification to get into coaching after I retired. That type of intelligence and decision making qualified me for a career in coaching. I pulled the tongue out of Harvey the Hound in Calgary to the mascot. That never gets old. Nope. And a face-off that I took in New York in '94. So that sums up about 40 years of NHL experience in 3 pretty insignificant events.
And that's all right. But
That's all right. Yeah.
About the helmet thing, though, Mac.
Yeah.
I feel like even in practice, when I was practicing, I got nicked in the helmet all the time. I fell down and I hit my head on the boards, and my helmet saved me. How many times did you get hurt?
Well, Cam, you just didn't have enough hockey sense to keep yourself out of those situations, right?
You stole the words right out of my mouth.
I knew that was coming. I set myself up.
I never really had any issues with it, and I never had any significant injuries. I had one significant injury that the helmet or no helmet would play no part in. Yeah. I got cut once in the face by one of our players hip checked a guy, and the skate come up and got me in the face. But that was really the only significant injury I sustained. But and when I came in, nobody wore a helmet, and it was a much different game back in those days too. It was, we'd be out there lurking, waiting for something to happen so you could get playing. Now, I mean, the expectation is for the players to be pretty much at full speed at all times when you're on the ice. And, the danger areas are new. Back in the day, the danger was in front of you, and now a lot of times it comes from behind you. But it's a much different game. I came to a team in Boston that was a very veteran team at the time, and nobody wore helmets. Nobody wore helmets in practice, and it didn't seem like a big deal then to take it off, and I never really had any reason to put it back on.
Yeah, but didn't you wear one early in your career? Remind me of that. And I didn't. Did any of your teammates ever say, "Mac, just put a helmet on"?
Yeah.
Or an owner or a coach try to make a rule you got to wear it here.
No.
Okay.
No, nobody. And obviously I wore it in college before I made it to the NHL. But when I got to the NHL, nobody wore them, and I didn't really think that much about it. It wasn't a big deal. It became a bigger deal at the end, but it's a much bigger deal now than it was even at the end of my career when I was playing without one. But anyways, it was thankfully nothing serious happened, but nothing really did.
When you play that long and you started with Boston and all that, and you went through some crazy brawls, you get third, everybody's coming off the bench, doing things there's a scrum every single whistle, and through the decades and the years that you played, how different was it when you first started to when you ended your career? I mean, it was crazy, the difference.
Well, we talked about that today, and, much different games in the game in terms of accountability and craziness. And I mean, we live in a much more civilized world, and the game is, well, that might have been too broad of a statement, but the game is certainly more civilized than it used to be. And I think that's good. It used to be difficult, as Cam can tell you, playing in other people's buildings, much more difficult and intimidating than it is now. I remember guys told me a story of Prince Albert used to have Dave Manson and Baumgartner and a myriad of tough guys in Major, Junior, and then in warm-up, when they'd come out to warm up, the PA players would go down and take the net of the opposition and bring it down to their end of the ice. And you'd have to warm up your goalie without a net because, you didn't want to go down there and get the crap beat out of you. And Darcy Regier told me, he played in Medicine Hat, and he told me one time that they came off the bus going into New West, where New Westminster Bruins were coached by a guy by the name of Punch McLean. Cam, you'd probably know him.
Oh, yeah.
He has no idea who that is.
Settle down, Andy.
Yeah. Punch McLean and Bubba Beck and all those crazy tough guys. And he said they got off the bus, and the guy said to Darcy, "Look at the bus." He said, "What do you mean? What are you talking about?" He said, "It's still shaking." And it took a lot of courage to play the game in those days. And everybody's fearful. I mean, no sense, no fear, but pretty much everybody that I played with all had a sense of fear going in, and you had to challenge yourself and answer the bell at certain times, where today, thankfully, you're not faced with that or expected to do that. But that was the norm back in the day when I first started in the Bruins American League team, and the Bruins had a really tough team back in those days. I mean, they had, Stan Jonathan and Terry O'Reilly and John Wensink and Mike Milbury, and I mean, on and on and on. They had a really tough team, but most of my first games being called up were always to go into Philadelphia, which it wasn't a lot of fun. But people they were fearful and didn't want to play in Philly, and if you're a bit banged up, maybe you want to miss that game. But yeah, it was one year we went in the stands in New York, and it was right at the end of the game. The Rangers and the Bruins. It was an epic game. Phil Esposito had a breakaway. With about 30 seconds to go in the game, we're up by a goal. The Bruins were up by a goal. Jerry Cheevers was the goalie and made a great save. And the buzzer went, and the teams were milling around. I remember Al Secord was giving it to the Swedes pretty heavily, Nielsen, Hedberg, and both teams were kind of, it looked like it was going to get ugly. And I saw this guy come down from the stands back when the glass was, only a couple feet high, and leaned over and just punched Stan Jonathan as hard as he could.
Oh, shit.
Right in the face. And I thought Stan was going to kill him, but Stan just kind of shook it off and didn't do anything. I was amazed. But Terry O'Reilly saw it. He scaled the glass, and over the glass he went into the stands. And of course, most of us all followed into the stands. And that was, then they started to elevate the glass and keep the fans and the players separated. But yeah, it was a crazy era. Fights, Clark Gillies and Terry O'Reilly, it was just, it was a much more violent game back in those days.
Oh, yeah. And, we had Terry O'Reilly on. We talked about this because I think the broadcasters were like, somebody stole the stick out of his hand or whatever. And I'm thinking that's why he went into the stands, because they took his stick. Because JD was going crazy on the ice, too. Who was he yelling at? He was the goalie of the Rangers at the time. And he's yelling
he was yelling at Al Secord. Yeah, he was yelling at Al Secord because Al was just abusing the Swedes. And JD skated the length of the ice and, was standing up for his teammates and so forth. And that's when it all started. And then the guy, I saw the guy that punched Stan Jonathan. So, I ended up having him. And then down the road, another month or two later, we're in Long Island, and that guy was there with his lawyer to serve papers to some of the Bruins. And Harry Stinnen was the coach of the team at that point. And Harry said to the guy, he said, "Go. They're on the bus. Go on. Jump on the bus. Serve the papers. Have at it." And of course, they didn't really think that was a great idea. But yeah, that was a crazy series with the Islanders. Bruins finished ahead of the Islanders back in the 79-80, the Islanders' first cup. And, we lost 2 games in Boston in overtime to start it because we had home ice advantage. And then that ended up being the Islanders' first Stanley Cup, first of 5, and just a fantastic run for the Islanders. But the Bruins were actually a better team statistically during the regular season. But obviously the Islanders beat us in 5 games there, and then went on to win a Stanley Cup. But yeah, those were great memories.
Hey, that guy who was going to serve you the pay, he was the guy inside that Harvey the Hound dog suit.
Yeah,
they never told you that.
Yeah, he didn't, yeah.
They never told you that, Mac.
Yeah,
you got him back.
I got him. Yeah, and that never gets old. It just never dies. That Harvey the Hound incident. I got
what happened
pictures
there?
with Harvey whenever.
Were you getting pissed off? Like, was he just harassing you or what?
Get this thing.
Yeah. Well, exactly. Yeah. He was. We were down, and obviously Calgary is our arch rival, and Harvey was taunting us, and he ended up putting his hands around the glass, and I was going to wrap his knuckles with a stick, but the trainer wouldn't give it to me. He said, "No, Mac, I'm not giving it to you." And so then I just reached up and grabbed him, and out came his tongue, and it was pretty funny at the time. I wasn't too happy about the loss, but when I came off the ice, our video coach, Brian Ross, showed me the tape, and it certainly lightened my mood, but that never dies, and it can't die soon enough, but it doesn't.
Could be worse. Trust me, Mac. It's all good.
It could be worse.
Hey,
sure.
Well, you get those fans behind you. Because didn't you have a little run-in with like a Nashville Predators fan too, like going off the ice, Mac? Like, I mean, it's like the heat of the moment. If somebody crosses the line and says something, like it's kind of hard to just walk by, isn't it?
No, that wasn't me in Nashville. That was I got a letter from some fan in Nashville saying, your associate coach was a disgrace to your organization, the way that he spoke to these fans behind the bench, and your defensive coach. And I'm going to Charlie. I mean, Charlie Huddy, that's not his MO at all.
Mm-hmm.
So I go to Charlie. I said, "Charlie, what happened there in Nashville that you just lost it on these fans?" And he said, "No, that's the game I missed. His daughter Amanda was having a procedure done, so Charlie missed the game, and I had Kevin Lowe come down and run the defense that game, and that explained that in a hurry."
So it was Kevin Lowe posing as Charlie Huddy.
Kevin was running the defense, and he was always bred pretty hot.
Hey.
And, the fans can be pretty insensitive at times on the road, as you guys full well know.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, listen, all those years playing with Gretzky, and I feel like as a really young kid, like watching, and, you hardly got to see games here in St. Louis anyway when he was playing with Edmonton. But, like, it was kind of like the unwritten rule. Everyone kind of left him alone, right? I mean, and you tell me if I'm wrong. But I remember there was a game when you were, like, chasing after Mario Lemieux and, like, just giving it to Mario. And, like, I don't remember seeing too many guys do that back then either. Like, and especially nowadays, everyone complains if you play a star player hard, Like, what's your stance on the way star players are played now? And, like, what led to you going after Mario?
Let me tell you, it didn't work. And we were assigned the daunting task of shutting Mario down. And, it was Dave Hunter and myself, and I can't remember who else was on the line. And how hard can this be, Hunts? I'll just stay with him, and he's, we'll make sure that he doesn't beat us. Well, 7 points later, the game ended, and we got crushed. Mario was a handful, but and Mario used to, like, he would say to me as the play is going out of the Oilers' end towards Pittsburgh's end, he would say, go, I'm not going to check you. Like, go, go get a goal, Craig. Like, I'm not going to check you, I said, no, I don't think so. I don't think so. Yeah, I'll just stay here with you. He was more than happy to trade chances with me. Let me tell you that.
Yeah, well, get away from me.
He must not have seen that video of you walking Dave Manson. You had some good hands, Mac. Yeah. Listen, I'm not going to lie. You had some pretty good hands there. That was a hell of a move.
Yeah. Well, only if you guys say so. I remember Mance was our coach, and you couldn't find a better person, a better family man. All the Mansons are awesome people. They're not friendly to play against, let me tell you.
Oh, man.
But awesome people. And Dave was coaching our American League team in Bakersfield, and somehow I found a way to put that video on when we were showing the players some video on how to play one-on-one, and somehow that made its way on the video. Everybody thought it was funny, but man.
Hey, who besides Mario, and there's a bunch of guys, but who else was just hard to deal with? They're big, they're fast, they're mean, they're skilled. You couldn't keep up with them. You look one way, they lose you. Who else is in that category?
Well, Mario for sure. Yager. I mean, it taught me how to play one-on-one. Stevie Yzerman. I mean, Yager, I thought it was a good idea to take a run at him behind the goal line, and it was like running a concrete pillar, and I fell down. He rolled off me and put it in the net. And then Yzerman, I thought the same thing, and he just spun off me and just literally never just disappeared on me. And spun off and put it in the net. So you have to fight those battles or engage those battles differently depending on who you're against. And those were great lessons for me. Give them a little gap. And but yeah, those guys were tough. Keith Tkachuk was an emerging star in Winnipeg too. I always remember him coming on the scene. Brash, competitive, talented, and really came in with little notoriety to us. But man, that guy was good. Timo Solani, they had a lot of years the second or third best team in the league in Winnipeg. But lots of great players.
Hey, I'm curious because you're working with doing television in the playoffs last year, and you see this Cale Makar come in with Colorado, and you played all those years with Paul Coffey. You know, I'm trying to think of like a comparison, like if there even is one for Paul. Like, is that fair to like put those guys? Like, do they play the same way as Makar in a category by himself? Like, do you see any similarities there?
Well, for sure, the skating, very, very similar. I would say Paul had greater high-end speed. Mm-hmm. I mean, I don't think anybody skated like him. But Makar is more agile. He can juke you laterally easier, I think, than Paul could. But Paul would just outskate you. But, yeah, both tremendously gifted guys offensively and, great players.
Listen, I always like to ask guys about this guy because I feel like he doesn't get enough credit. But like playing with Zubov, because the year you guys won the Cup in '94 with New York, I think he led your team in scoring, which, even back then was pretty rare for a defenseman to lead the team in scoring. Like, how good was this guy, Mac? I mean, Zubov, just in terms of guys you play with over the course of your career.
Amazing. And Brian Leach won the Conn Smythe that year too, that we were heavily powered from the back end. But Zuby was an amazing player because he didn't need his feet to beat you and create unobstructed passing lanes, right? He would look you off, and just the angle of his blade to force the defender to put his stick somewhere, and he knew the puck was going somewhere else. And I mean, just the composure he had standing still was amazing. Great shot, great hockey sense. Fantastic hockey player, obviously.
You take anything in your coaching from Keenan, or do you leave all that separate? I mean,
no, I'm a Keenan fan. I like Mike a lot, more away from the game than at the game. At times, he had a style that was one that I was quite a bit unfamiliar with. I mean, it was after the games, he'd be so upset that could do a lot of damage And I think in talking to coaches that worked with him, a lot of it was pre-thought out, but there was part of it that was pretty spontaneous too, that could get fairly divisive. I think, Mike had a lot of great qualities as a coach too. Ran great practices, knew a lot about the game. I did like him a lot off the ice. But at times he forced his teams were normally pretty experienced teams. Philly had Brad McCrimmon and Mark Howe and Brian Propp and Ron Hextall and all these guys, Rick Tocchet. Those guys had a lot of experience. So, he forced the team to become tighter and to, solve problems that he created. And whether he would articulate it that way, I don't know. But it definitely had that effect, that you had to rely on your leadership in your dressing room to frame these situations and put these, sometimes irrational situations in proper perspective. And I know that happened at times in New York. And Mark was, Mark Messier was great at framing these situations and putting a perspective on it that we could buy and move on. Kevin Lowe too was unbelievable at that, and his experience. Those guys had won 5 Stanley Cups already, so they knew what had to be done. And it really forced the team internally to be reliant on one another. And there's no arguing the success Mike had as a coach. And he went over to Russia and he won over there too. I don't know how it all happened, but I know that it did happen. And I have a lot of regard for Mike over the years. I went to New York at the trade deadline, and I ran at the end of the year once we won the cup, because I saw guys like Eddie Olchuk and Mike Hartman and guys that were, the 13th or 14th forward, which was where I was trending in my career at that point, that, he'd forget about those guys for months on end. And then, so I ran and then went to Philly. And then a year and a half later, Mike traded for me back in St. Louis. It ended up being a great experience here. So got a lot of respect for Mike, for sure.
Yeah, but you got so many big dogs on that team. Like, is there any times where he would, we've had Mike on, we've had everybody on, to be honest with you, but is there any times where you look at some of the other guys on the team and in the locker room after he maybe did something, and you're like, okay, let's go in there and talk to him and let's sort this out. We do need a day off tomorrow or whatever.
Oh, yeah. Well, there's always give and take there. I think Mike and Brett's relationship has been well documented. That it was a distraction for sure for everybody. Yeah. And Mike he couldn't let it go, and rightfully or wrongfully, he couldn't let it go. And I don't think Brett was ever going to really conform to what Mike's view of him as a complete player was. And it was difficult. And, it was a distraction for sure at times. I remember Mike sat Brett out a game, and I think Brett even admitted that he deserved it because
back checking.
Did Brett come to the rink that night?
He
or
didn't
no?
serve a penalty.
Yeah, he. I think the way he described it was, he let Mike get to him, and it was not a lot of fun back in those days, but we ended up pulling it together we had a pretty good run. I mean, yeah, people of St. Louis will remember the Game 7 goal that Yzerman scored was on John Casey, and John Casey just played unbelievably well for us when Furzy went down. And but Yzerman just, I mean, he put it in the perfect spot. He had a lot on it. But
Pronger was there too. Hey, I mean, because just describe that of Gretzky coming to St. Louis, like being on the team when Gretzky's coming to the Blues, but then also being on the team when Gretzky's leaving Edmonton. Like, I mean, craziness, right? Like on both ends of the spectrum. Like you got to remember both those days vividly, right?
Oh yeah. I was at the lake in Alberta when Wayne got traded, and back in those days, the secrets were kept, and there wasn't the social media pipeline that you have in today's era, for sure. So I really had heard nothing about it, but so it was shocking for sure. And it took us at least a year to recover from it, but as a team and a group, we were okay. But we ended up winning a couple years later in 1990. Wayne left it after the Cup in '88, and we won another Stanley Cup in 1990. But yeah, that was disappointing to say the least. But and then when I came here, Wayne was here in St. Louis already. I came slightly after him, and obviously excited to. We all lived at the Ritz-Carlton in Clayton. There was Gretz, Charlie Huddy, Glennie Anderson, myself. We all came there and lived there and really enjoyed our time here. Gretz wasn't here all that long, but we had a pretty good run. We could have won potentially that year. I mean, we were up 3-2 going into Game 6, and we had our opportunity, but we couldn't get it done.
Stevie Y, bar down. It is what it is. And trust me, I heard a lot of people in St. Louis. Andy and I both from St. Louis. We remember watching it on TV. Let me ask about Gretter, though.
Yeah.
And we've had him on, too, on our 99th episode, actually. Great guy. But, when you – of all the guys you played with, Mac, when you're cruising around with Gretz and you go places, it's just different, right? I mean, you got to kind of protect him, hide him. He's an absolute superstar on a different level. Explain that.
Well, he had an ability that transcended the game, right? He hit areas that were not penetrated by hockey. Hollywood it was amazing what he was doing. I mean, over time, people, I think, forget how good he was, and but he transcended the game of hockey and exposed the game to a much broader audience. And he was the guy of all the 4 major sports. He was the guy everybody was talking about because of the things that he was doing. And, I mean, he processed the game in a way that, I mean, the Gretzkys are all super intelligent people, and they all embody great principles that were, taught to them by Wally. Wally was, the matriarch of the family and the hardworking, principled guy that, always had time for everybody and instilled that in all his kids. And I always call it the Wally principle. Wayne never forgot about anybody and always had time for everybody. And I mean, that was hard when so many people were pulling at him, but and the Keith has it too, and Brent and all the kids have the same real value system of what's right and what's wrong, I think. But I remember one time speaking about star power. We were in Las Vegas, and Gretz had arranged for Kevin Lowe and I to play golf with Tiger. And we went to Rio Seco, and Tiger and Gretz were in the cart together. And it was so backed up that Tiger knew the course so well. That's where he trained with. He was working with Butch Harmon at the time, and he and Gretz were, blowing by groups, and Kevin and I were just kind of on their coattails, as you might imagine, following behind them. But the looks on people's faces. Who's that guy with Wayne Gretzky?
Were they hitting into guys?
Who's that?
Were
guy
they
with
hitting
Wayne
over top of them?
No.
They could though.
Cam thinks it's like a scramble.
I know. I'm like, are they hitting?
Like a charity scramble?
It was a super cold day too in Vegas, and we were bopping in and out, and it was amazing to see the looks on people's faces as Tiger and Wayne Gretzky are going by. It was phenomenal.
Well, what about like even flying commercial with him and like going to hotels,
airport,
just everything. Like you just have to be okay. We got everybody go on the bus. Okay, here's Gretz. We gotta get the security. We gotta get him in the hotel. We gotta get him to his room. Like it's a different animal, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, otherwise he'd never get there.
I know.
It's just it's part of the blessing and the curse of being an athlete that's that gifted.
Was Messier? Was there any similarities in terms of his star power though in New York? I mean, he's like dating Madonna and all that. I mean, he's like,
oh yeah, for sure. Mark was once the Rangers won the Cup in '94, and Mark delivered on a promise that he made to the people. He was he was the man for sure in the most action city in the world, and he still is. He was fantastic, and those two led differently, but led in their own way, and really complemented one another so well. I mean, we're in a profession where there can be jealousy and stuff like that. There was none of that with those two, and it was, amazing the way they complemented one another and how close they were.
Hey, listen, you played with Ray Bourque.
Oh.
Like when you first got to Boston, back when he was number 7, like he wasn't even number 77. Yeah. That's how far back you go with Ray Bourque. Did you know right off the bat this guy was going to be a superstar? Like, how did he kind of integrate himself with the personalities that were, already there in Boston?
Well, speaking about a guy that nobody remembers how good he was.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, this guy, he could be the best defenseman ever.
Really?
I mean, that guy was so good, and he was good for 20 years. And my first training camp there was his first training camp and Brad McCrimmon's first camp. So they drafted those two guys in the first round. And, I happened to arrive on the scene at the same time as they did. And that guy was the best player on the ice from the minute he put the gear on. I've never seen anything like it. He was just a star from his first practice with the Bruins, and there's nothing he couldn't do. He was powerful. He could defend. He had a great shot. He played both ends of the ice, and that guy was amazing. I mean, what he meant to the Bruin franchise will never be, I think, truly appreciated. That guy was so good. He got them to the finals a couple of years. We played them in the finals, and I mean, they were a good team, but I mean, without him, they weren't getting to the finals. And I mean, we disposed of them pretty easily, but
yeah.
I mean, he was. I mean, he'd play 30 minutes every night. I mean, the guy was unreal.
Yeah, isn't it weird, though? Like, did you miss Bobby Orr by, like, what, a year? And then all of a sudden Ray comes in, and you're like, okay, everybody's like, oh, Orr. And then Ray's like, I have to establish myself, from scratch.
Yeah. Well, I think more people would say that Bobby Orr was a better player. But I really believe that Ray meant more to the Bruins. I mean, that's hard to say that he could mean more to the Bruins than Bobby Orr, but I really think over time that he did. And
Wow.
That's not to diminish what Bobby Orr was or did as a player, but that's how much regard I have for what Ray Bourque was.
Hey, listen, when you were in Philly, was Lindros? Was he a rookie? Or like he was definitely obviously young. If he wasn't a rookie, he was in his first couple of years. And we've had him on, but different teammates of his, everyone seems to have an opinion on Eric Lindros. Like, did you guys see eye to eye? Did you get along with him?
Yeah. I spent a lot of time with Eric. Yeah, over the time that I was there, he was a frequent guest at my house there, and phenomenal talent. Mm-hmm. He and John LeClaire and Michael Renberg, those guys were deadly. Legion of Doom, and they were so dominant. And I liked Eric a lot. I mean, when I left Edmonton, or when I left Philly and went back to Edmonton, we tried to get Eric up there to play, and it didn't work out. But I had I think he was the MVP of the league that year. He and Jaromir Jagr tied for the league in scoring, and I think Jagr got it because he had more goals, if I remember correctly.
Was that the shortened season, the lockout shortened season?
Yes, it was. Yeah.
I think Lindros won the MVP. I think that year,
crushing guys.
He was
the Hart Trophy.
He was the MVP of the league that year. Yeah.
Was there a lot of stress on him though, Mac? Were you ever like, hey?
His parents were so.
I know. Were you ever
involved,
like, hey, Eric, come here. Like, we need calm. Don't worry about this shit. Let's just deal with the hockey. You have to pull him aside. I mean, there's a lot of shit going. I mean, he had a lot of things going on. A lot of pressure.
Yeah, he lived his life in a fishbowl, right? Like, and some people are more suited to handle that. And I think Eric, liked the limelight less, and sometimes that can take a toll. And his parents were like a lot of parents. They were really protective of Eric, and as they should be. Everybody's. You can poke holes in all players and all people, but were they well intended? And absolutely.
Hey, listen, when you're coaching Edmonton and you guys go to the Stanley Cup final, Chris Pronger, I mean, it's one of the most dominating individual performances in the playoffs that I've ever seen. Like, you can touch on that. But when did you first learn that maybe he wanted out of Edmonton and he didn't want to be there beyond that season? Because, I mean, we were hearing rumblings here. If we're hearing rumblings, you probably are too. And how was he able to, block all that out and focus? Like, just give me your take on his performance that playoffs.
I never heard anything. I never thought anything. I never got wind of anything. I never was tipped off in the way that he behaved with his teammates, certainly how well that he played. But I think I didn't hear anything till the season was over, and we're getting ready to play the next season, and then I caught. Obviously, it was out there, but I mean, everybody. He has the right to go and play where he wants, and whether it was a family issue or whether he's got a right to choose and make those decisions, and he did. I never ever held that against him, and all I know is he played terrifically well for us during our run in 2006. He was an unbelievable leader for us. He had an intelligence and a class and a savoir-faire to him that was infectious to everybody. Like he was a guy that coming through the door looking great, reading the Wall Street Journal, and I always thought that was great. And obviously a really sharp guy. I played with him in Philadelphia or in St. Louis.
Yeah.
The last year and a half, and we went on a run, and he spoke his mind. I remember, I'd made a list of Pronger complaints during our Stanley Cup ring that I would remind them of. These chicken wings are terrible. These stewardesses, they don't give us good enough service. And who was the GM back in those days?
For what team?
For the St. Louis Blues with
Larry Plow?
No, the French guy.
Oh, Ron Caron. Ron Caron.
Ron Caron, yeah. What's Ron Caron doing on this flight? Well, he's actually the GM.
Hey, he used to torture Andy so bad in the locker room. It was the funniest thing in the world. And he was a young reporter.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, he tortured Andy. It's hilarious.
But in a good way.
In a good way.
Yeah.
We respected you.
In a good way.
He was a lot of fun to be around. I enjoyed my time with him.
Oh, yeah.
Always. And you could always, he could get, go a little overboard, but he could always be humbled. And he could laugh at himself.
Hey, his wife would come up to me and apologize on Chris's behalf. She's like, she's like, I hear him screaming on the phone, cursing somebody out, and she's like, I'd be like, who are you talking to? It'd be me.
It's Andy, tortured Andy.
But it was all fun. Hey, listen, every time you leave and go somewhere, you always seem to go back to Edmonton. Like, you think Edmonton gets a bad rap? Like, is it tough to get players to want to go play there, to want to live there? Like, well, what's your take on Edmonton?
Yeah.
Well, all I can tell you is in the mid-'80s, it was the number one destination to go in all of hockey, and it's becoming that again. We had everybody wants to win, and it is about winning. And I think the Oilers are going to win very shortly. Gretzky did it in the 80s, and Connor will do it in today's era. And we had no problem getting players to come to Edmonton when we had those championship caliber teams. And a lot of them stayed there. I mean, obviously Mark was from there, so that made it easy. But I think it's getting a lot easier. People, Zach Hyman wanted to go there, and it's getting a lot easier. It was really good this year for the players to have the run. I don't think the players have seen leaves on the trees before, and because they were always out before the leaves got back on the trees. But they saw how beautiful the river valley was in Edmonton, and more importantly, just the adulation of the fans there and the appreciation that they had for what this year's team did in Edmonton. It was an unbelievable run. Everybody loved it. And it was the players, I think, got it when they went on a run like that. And I'd be surprised if they didn't have a real appreciation of how good it is to play up there. I mean, it's not for everybody because it's a bit of a fishbowl existence, and hockey's the only game in town. And I'm sure they can't go many places without being recognized and talked to. But, the fans are respectful up there, and I certainly make it my home now. But, the winters are long. If we had another month on either season, it'd be a lot easier sell. But from a hockey standpoint, the facility is amazing. The rink is one of a kind. So I think they appreciate being an Oiler.
Okay, so let me ask you this, because I think when you were managing, certainly not when you were the head coach, but like you didn't have the first overall picks, and you guys were like hitting on your picks. Like you're getting Draisaitl, you're getting Darnell Nurse, you're getting some other guys. Like was getting all those first overall picks, was that like a curse? Because it's supposed to be a blessing, But then you got
but you're at the mercy of the iconic player.
Mm-hmm.
Like you need the generational player to move the dial, and those guys don't come along that often. I mean, McDavid's had a huge impact. We all know that. But before that, the other first overalls were good players, but they weren't players that were going to be generational players. And guys like,
Yakupov,
Lemieux.
Oh.
Yeah, but the second overall pick was the defenseman Ryan
Murray.
Ryan Murray was just okay.
Mm-hmm.
Galchenyuk, it wasn't
a great draft.
No, it wasn't a good draft.
No, at the top end, and so it wasn't that terrible of a pick to take a shot at Yakupov. I mean, and then Taylor and Tyler Seguin, Taylor Hall. I think we got the best guy there, but it's closer. Nugent Hopkins too was a heck of a player, but not a generational player, not very good NHL player, but you need those generational players, but they don't come along that often.
Hey, did you like being the head coach? And are you looking forward to now being like an assistant coach?
Yeah.
I mean, just dealing with the pressure and the grind. I mean, everyone loves the paycheck that comes with being the head coach, but at this stage of your career, like, I mean, how excited are you just to kind of jump into that, assistant chair?
Well, I'm excited to watch somebody else do it, and be part of it. I think, when you're the head coach, you really don't have the interface with a bunch of different ideas and different, better, more creative ways to explain similar events. And I always have loved the tactical part of the game and really recognize the importance of the execution of the team tactics. And, these guys have been impressive on what they've done the last few years. And I can't wait to gain the experience of working with these guys.
Yeah, you got a good crew.
Yeah, what do you make of the team, though? Like, before we let you go, I mean,
I got one more question.
And everybody's got changes and stuff like that, but you got the two young kids now locked up. Kairu's extension got announced today. You got Robert Thomas locked up. You're going to have a chance to see O'Reilly on a daily basis in terms of how he leads. I mean, what are you most excited about, and, like, what's the perception you have of the team?
Well, high-end competitive level. And the things that I've seen in watching film and being around it for the last 8 or 9 days, a real healthy respect of the commitment that the team and the players have. And, very high level competitors. And I love that. Ryan O'Reilly, I've always, really loved him and what he does as a player. To me, he's a bit underappreciated around the league. He won the Conn Smythe, so how can that be? But just the details that he has in his game and so many facets of the game that he touches positively. And the depth the team has. And you're going to have a chance. It's clear that St. Louis gave Colorado their best. They were their best competition. They got back one of huge Game 5 in Colorado. That doesn't happen, or didn't happen. But I'm excited by, the evolution of your youth. Obviously, is going to be a huge factor. and both Jordan Kyrou and Robert Thomas, guys like that are, wonderful talents and are going to continue to get better. We hope, given the right teaching and the right resources, and I'm super optimistic.
They'll be fine. They're winners already. You got Jakey Neighbors coming up.
Yeah.
No, everybody in town's excited about the Blues. Hey, but let me ask you, last thing from me, Mac, and you've been great. I know you play with a bunch of badass dudes, but did you play with our boy Twister, didn't you?
Yes, I did. Yeah.
Oh, was he like? And all of our followers, we got a bunch of followers. They love the tough shit. Like, explain Twister to the fans. We do it all the time, but I want your perspective.
Well, I mean, he had a run there where he was, certainly one of the top 3 or 4 most feared guys in the league. I mean, that guy was huge, and he could bench press a freight train. He was so strong, and he had quite a few knockouts back in those days. But yeah, he was as feared a guy as there was in the game, and I played with a few. Dave Brown would be one for sure. He was
big lefty.
Yeah, he was really, really tough too, and just a fantastic person. Dave Semenko obviously was in that same category, but Twister, he was definitely one of the most feared guys that was in the game.
Well,
does he live here now?
One time. Oh no, we went out to Twister's house, Mac, and I go, Andy, we're gonna go interview Twister way out in the middle of the woods, and I get there first, and I come in, he's got dogs out the wazoo, and Andy's kind of scared out there in the woods because he's a city boy. So Twister comes up to me and goes, I'm gonna scare Andy. I'm like, okay. He takes 2 guns and he puts up to Andy's back when Andy walks in there and puts him down like he's in like steal his wallet. It's the scariest damn thing in the world. Then we sat out there for 2 hours with him, had a great interview. He's crazy. Yeah. We love him. We're in the circle and we're glad that we are.
Yeah. Well, you don't want to be outside of that circle. And it sounds like the same is true today.
Andy had to get new underwear that day, just so you know.
Yeah, it was a little
scary. I don't blame you, Andy.
Yeah, thank you.
I don't blame you.
I'll tell you the real story here next time I see you. So, hey, listen, man, welcome to St. Louis.
Yeah.
And I know, some of our listeners are from St. Louis, not everybody, but it's going to be great to see you at the rink. I think your son is coaching with our AAA Blues organization, too. So, you got your son on the ice helping out here locally, too.
Sean is coaching a little bit with the U14s.
Yeah. Good.
With Neil.
Yeah. Neil Kamadas, the 08s.
Tell him to tell Neil to settle down.
Calm down.
Settle down. You're okay, Neil.
So,
anyway. You know what I'm talking about.
I know Neil a little bit. He's a wonderful person, and he'll be a good influence on Sean.
Yeah, for sure. All right, well, get back to watching the video, whatever Chief told you to do today. You're
do your homework.
I'm parked outside of Schnucks right now with my son. We're going to walk in and get a couple of huge steaks for dinner tonight.
Hey, there it is, right there, Mac. I love it.
All right,
there you go.
Thank
you. Be cool.
Right, take care.
Bye-bye.
The Cam and Strick Podcast is brought to you by Bellman and Bellman.com. BEHLMANN.com. Get out there to Detroit, Missouri. Check it out. On one side, you got the Buick, the GMC. Options for everybody. Then right across the street, you got the Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram. Again, find something that works for you and get yourself a new set of wheels in time for the winter. All right, that was Mac T, baby.
Yeah.
We got the tunes. I like how the music's going. Jason's putting the music in.
Yeah, keep playing that heavy metal, Jason, by the way. People,
I want that. No, I don't want the heavy metal.
No, we want some heavy motherfucking metal.
Nobody wants
people are
that.
texting me like, Cam, what song was that?
Nobody's saying that.
Yeah, they are. But I only listen to the podcast, to be honest with you, when Brody sends it to me, right after we do this, just in case they say something stupid.
Well, I have to listen to it.
It's always me saying something, a little Tim, across the line, So I got to listen to it when it's like pre-edited. So I don't really get to hear the music because I don't re-listen to it again. But I know I heard Jason's hitting some hardcore shit.
Yeah,
play that fucking Judas Priest, baby. Play that fucking Ozzy. Little fucking Pantera here and there. You could play Fish for Andy. You could play Fish for Andy. I fish. That's fine. But keep playing that
Can you play
hardcore
some
shit.
Jerry Garcia band for me, please do.
Yeah, man, I'll listen to Grateful Dead, dude. If they want to play High on Cocaine, right, I don't mind that. Play that mug. It doesn't matter. But always throw that heavy metal in there. Get the boys going. And girls, by the way. 23% girls. Yeah.
Oh, it's gone down?
No, it's 25?
You said 25 before. Now it's 23%.
Well, it could be 23 or 25.
Hey, those Selly Sock girls.
Well, after I was making fun of the WNBA,
weekend.
I was thinking maybe the women don't listen, but then they realized that women don't watch the WNBA anyway, so it doesn't matter.
President Joe Biden, just met with Brittany Griner's wife and has assured her that they are trying to get her out.
I hope so, Andy. I truly do.
Can Biden, does he not have that much power?
Can't
they just roll up in there and be like, hi, we're here to see Brittany?
No, you can't. We're up to fucking Russia? No. Doesn't work that way.
Like, walk in, hi, we're here to see Brittany?
You're not going to the Middle East where you could fucking fly a drone, or you could fucking creep in there, creep in, creep out. Russia's like, no,
they can't sneak her out. They can't do a Navy SEAL,
no, and get her out of jail? No, not there. I'd say not there.
A Navy SEAL
unit, no.
Like a project, what's it called? Like a procedure.
Just like you would listen.
They did like they did with Osama bin Laden. Can't they go get Brittany?
In a jail that has probably 5,000 people and then fucking guards out the wazoo in the middle of fucking Siberia.
They would take those guards out.
You're not, and then start World War III. Are you out of your fucking mind? Everything's so fucking sensitive with Russia right now. You don't want to start. They got nukes, just so you know, homie. They got a lot of nukes. And all these weapons we're sending over to fucking Ukraine, they're going to get in some shitty hands here soon, just like what happened in Afghanistan. You send all this fucking money, you send all these weapons, you think it goes to the right people. It doesn't. So I don't fuck with Russia. I wouldn't go there and try to fucking have 5 Navy SEAls go to a huge prison to get Brittany.
Get out?
I don't know. I don't know, Andy. But I worry about that girl. If I was in jail, she wouldn't give 2 mother fucks.
Yeah, but you're not one of the greatest female basketball players of all time. With who can go to your left or your right.
Who can't dunk?
No, she can dunk.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, she's jamming it in there.
She can beat you off the dribble.
I don't care about that.
She can pull up.
My point is,
I
was still a pro athlete.
She's got a mid-range game.
Andy, we don't need to go through this
She can go with her right hand, her left hand. She's got a number of different. And listen, the ball handling right now that you're seeing in the WNBA is as good as we've ever seen. The depth, the skill level.
I know.
Is the final still going on?
Oh, the Aces won. Yeah, Los Angeles.
So she missed the entire season.
I don't fucking know.
She missed the entire season.
How many people are going to be at that parade? 30?
No,
you see the one in Chicago?
For what?
The WNBA championship. They're like, here's the deal.
Hold on. When was that?
I don't know. Here's the deal.
I'm going to Chicago this weekend.
The superstars in the WNBA, they act like they're the best thing going, and that's why we make fun of it a little bit.
They're the best female basketball players
in the world.
Do you know that Chloe she's damn good at she's never played basketball, and she was at this party, and it was in a gym. A friend of hers at her school has a full court basketball court in her house.
Well, good. You need to hang out with some wealthy people.
Okay, in the house, full court basketball.
Yeah.
And they're over there. Dude, she's draining threes. These girls have trainers and they play. Yeah. She doesn't even play.
She's an athlete, man.
She does that. She's training
threes. Run.
And so the guy calls. He's like, hey, would she want to play on the basketball team? And it's like, I don't know. I mean,
yeah, why not? Why not?
I'm not saying it's up to her,
whatever she wants to do.
But
that's okay. She's an athlete, man. I could see her run. I could look at you, and I could, if you know how to run, you're an athlete. Mm-hmm. Running, and if you're fast and you have that fast twitch muscles, you're an athlete. You can do a lot of things with that. You can move. You can do this. You could get a jump on somebody. Well, if you know how to run fast, you're an athlete.
I was thinking about this because I'm, so much of the emphasis with my son is on hockey, and I just hope I'm not what if he?
Are you hard on him?
Yes.
Are you too hard on him?
No.
You sure?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Why do you think I'm too hard on? Are you hearing that?
I just maybe I heard a couple things over the weekend that you're a little nothing. Andy, you're the best dad ever, and I give you. You're an unbelievable dad, and everything with Ty and the girls always come first. But are you a little hard on him?
Not in a...
Be honest with me.
Yeah.
Do I have to come out there and evaluate?
No. Here's what I would say. No, I'm not too hard on him at all. He loves it. Otherwise, he wouldn't love it.
I know, because
we have the best time. He's happy.
He's happy.
I'm just different.
If he's okay, so explain it though, real quick.
I'm different than a lot of other parents where I push them to, like, it's not an option to, like, not listen to your coaches.
There you go.
It's not an option to, like, mess around in line.
There it is.
It's not an option to mess around in practice.
There you go.
And you need to be focused, and you have to give your best effort.
That's it.
You don't have to be the best player.
No. You don't have to score.
You don't have to score.
You don't have to. Yeah.
But you have to give the best effort. And so that's how I operate.
I know you do.
And so
I know you do, Andy.
Some may not, but, like, am I too hard on him? Absolutely not.
I'm just asking. I believe you.
Yeah.
I 100% believe you.
Because he wants to go.
He's a go-getting motherfucker.
To practice.
He goes after the puck.
Yes.
Did you tell him when I told you to tell him in his tryout? Like, who gives a fuck? Just go after the puck. Be aggressive.
That is what.
Hell.
That's how you talk about it.
No. I'm serious.
Yeah.
If you're a kid and you're aggressive, it's intimidating to everybody else. Mm-hmm. If you play against a kid that's going and in on it and doesn't care about his body, like doesn't care about, like, kind of like running into you, it's intimidating, and you'll get separation from guys, and then you'll learn to be like, I'm here first. What do I do now? Yeah. But if you're always chasing, you're just chasing. He has to go.
And I was the same way with my daughter too.
Yeah,
man. And then they establish it on their own, and you don't really.
You might say that you're a little tough, and then that's why I'm like, no, but I'm like, I know how Andy is. Yeah. Like, I've known you. I know how you are in front of your kids. Mm-hmm. I don't mind that. Because you just said the right thing.
Yeah.
Don't fuck around in line.
No.
Don't be mopey fuck.
And don't be last in line.
Yeah. Get up there.
Get up there. And know what you're doing.
Yes.
Listen. And I've been around so many former NHL players and seen firsthand how they handle their kids, how they coach other kids.
Oh, yeah. I know.
And
you've seen a lot of that
That's
shit.
my influence.
Yeah. You've seen when they fuck up and we're too much. Yeah. Because there's guys, I don't care if they're, listen, you could be in the NHL for 20 years and you could be a dick to your kids or dick to the...
Am I Patrick O'Sullivan's dad?
Yeah.
Am I crazy? Like, hell no.
You're not.
We have fun, dude. It's like hockey is like...
I could tell, dude.
You know
I see kids around their dads.
Yeah.
And I see, like, they're kind of like skin tip. Like, Ty loves you. Like, he's just like, go. Like, he's happy. Like, he's just like, go. I love it.
Yeah.
And if you are hard on him because he's fucking online, fuck that. Yeah. No, you put your foot down on that.
Right.
But, like, you know what I'm talking about with the other guys.
Put it this way.
Too loud.
Here, I think my expectations were a little bit too high at a certain point.
Yeah.
When they were getting started, and I'm seeing, like, some kids get it, and my kid maybe not getting it as quickly with certain things.
That's okay.
And that probably frustrated me.
I know.
So, did I, like, allow my frustration, like, if it was like a competitive situation where they're playing like a tournament or something like that, and I'm on the ice because the coaches are on the ice and stuff. So maybe, but that's changed now because all of a sudden it's weird. And if you have kids and you understand this, it's like a switch flips, and eventually they just start to get it, and they get a little older, and they start to,
or they don't,
and they start to get coordinated, and all that type of stuff changes.
You're right. Or they don't, and then the parents double down on the aggressive teaching, you know, and they're like, your kid doesn't want to do it. You got to let off the gas here, and you got to reconfigure, like, what's going on with them, or her, whatever it is. And it's always a kid that's not into it. The parents are the loudest, right?
Oh yeah.
And sometimes you have to check that off and be like, you know what, my kid's not in it,
right?
And you'll know when you know,
right?
And if you do know, that doesn't mean the kid's not going to have to go in his basement and play video games. No, he's got to do something else. Yeah. But if they're not into hockey and you keep forcing the issue,
Jamal Maris told me this a long time ago. He's just like, hey, listen, you have the ability to present a path for them to do whatever they want to do, really. And if they want to do hockey, you have the ability to.
And a lot of people, like, you could help him, but if he's not into it,
right?
He's not into it,
right.
And then you have to find another alternative, in my opinion. Yeah. And don't be that psycho fuck.
No,
that's yelling at the kid.
Because I wouldn't waste my time with that if they.
You can't, but he's got to do something.
But which kids aren't into it.
I know. No, I know. My brother wasn't into it.
And it's weird, man, because they're so young, but still, even at a young age, you just start to.
Just remember, I started at 9. Mm-hmm. He's been in the game for a long time, so he's got a lot of wiggle room to do and figure it out. He's going to hit puberty. Yeah. I was just hitting puberty.
But, like, listen, I saw Al McInnes.
Hopefully, he doesn't hit puberty when you hit puberty at 41.
I saw Al McInnes coach. I've seen Keith Tkachuk coach.
Yeah, Jeff Brown.
Basil McCary, Rob Ramage.
Chasse.
Kelly Chase. Jeff Brown.
Tom Moore. To every kind of.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah, I know.
It's. I see that.
I know. I was just. That's why I asked. I chirp you a lot. I 100% believe that you and Ty are doing the right thing.
Yeah.
I could look into the kid
and
see that he's happy with shit. Mm-hmm. And he's just like touches sticks and he's just like, he's social. And he comes up and high fives you. Like he's not like, hey, I'm going to sit in the corner. And there's nothing wrong with that. Mm-hmm. But I just,
like the kids,
but I hear everything.
Like the kids,
but I do hear everything.
The kids that like just don't talk.
Just like they're mute. Yeah. They're intimidated. Like Ty's not intimidated by older. He'll come up and say hi to you. That's a good thing. Mm-hmm. My parents always told me you got to know how to talk to adults at a young age. I shake their fucking hand, like even at a young age. I'd always shake their hand like I'm fucking like I'm gonna hurt you.
Yeah.
Like just like I'll look in your eyes. I'll absorb what you're saying. Mm-hmm. But Ty's there, dude. He's the cutest goddamn kid in the world, man. He truly is. Just so you know. I chirp you a lot for a lot, Andy, but you got a good family.
But you know what I mean when you see some of those guys.
Oh shit.
Rammer, Basil, Al, Brownie, Big Walt, and Perry Turnbull. Hey, listen, there's a reason why all
Perry.
Neil Comodos. Like there's a reason why all these guys, their kids had success in hockey.
Yeah. So we're just throwing this shit at you guys, man. We love all you out there. I know you guys are grinding.
And you should see all these former NHLers that are coaching everywhere else now.
I know, man. Just so you know, it's a balance with all your kids. They got to do something. They have to have some sort of vision, and that's all going to come when they get older too. Don't get me wrong. You have to force the issue right off the bat. But they can't just sit there and twiddle their fucking thumbs.
This? Because the kids that twiddle their thumbs and don't listen and don't pay attention and create issues on the, I think, as much as it's on the parents.
I know. Find a way to know how to
get it together. Get them.
It's not easy.
Get them to practice where they're going to pay attention, show, and they're ready to go.
Or find something they want to do. Mm-hmm. Don't force the issue because you didn't play and you love hockey and he's like, I want my kid. Don't fall into that trap. Mm-hmm. Find out what they're good at. Find out what they like to do, and go from there. But be hard. But be, like if you need to stare at that, you need to stare at him on the way home from practice, Andy, because he didn't do shit when he gets a little bit older. Yeah. And you stare in that rearview mirror, and you give him that look, and he's sitting back there like, sometimes they goddamn need that.
That's right.
Or looking like, you know what? You pissed me off today. You didn't move your feet. You didn't do shit. You're fucking around in practice. Right. I'm done with this.
Right. And my feeling is this. And no matter what your kids are doing, it could be academics.
Anything.
It could be sports.
Yeah, dude.
If you see potential in something that they're doing, I think it's your obligation to get them to maximize that potential.
Of course it is.
Always
find a way. Find a balance to keep them humble and keep them grounded, but also pump their tires up enough to where they're confident. Where you could be the toughest, be the man. Like there's ways to tell your kid and be like, don't be afraid of anybody. Let them be afraid of you. Even when you have the puck, they don't want to go near you. Like take it to the net. Like the stuff like that. There's ways to teach your kid to build confidence without them being too cocky and a lot of no. There's a balance to it. Mm-hmm. That's up to you to find it.
Yeah. What stood out from MacT?
I don't really remember the interview. I mean,
come on.
He chirped me.
He did.
I go, listen, Matt. You're not wearing a fucking helmet. I'm like, didn't you like fall down? I go, I fell down in practice. He's like, well, I got a lot more skill than you. Well, I know. I did. Here's my rebuttal. I should have had. Yeah. I know. But sometimes you got fucking guys like Andy. And you're going in the corner, and you ain't got no bucket on, but you're fucking, you know how to turn your hips and your hockey sense, da-da-da. But fuckboy will put his fucking stick in your skates, and you're going downtown Chinatown, right in the goddamn boards. You could be the best fuck player in the world, and some dipshit could tie you up, and you go down and hit your head. Yeah. That's all I'm asking, baby. So you can belittle me. Yeah. That's fine. Yeah. You're better than me. Yeah, fine. But the dipshit that's fucking tripping you up, You could be the best player in the world.
He is lucky.
I go, what the fuck is he doing?
He's lucky he never got like a serious
I told him,
injury.
I go, in the interview, I go, Andy, I fell into the boards 100 times and he made fun of my skating. I'm like, okay. But like, it's like, no. Some of those times, like, it wasn't me.
Right.
Greider would have fell down and fucking concussed himself. Eric Lindros would have. And all the best players. But
Lindros did.
Like in hockey, you can get hurt 50 different ways in 3 seconds. Shit, Jamie Rivers broke his goddamn thumb. Over the weekend. Broke his fucking...
Oh, is that what he did over the weekend? I saw I actually drove him to
He broke his
the
fucking
casino.
thumb. And I'm like, oh, God. He's like, God damn, it's going to cost him money. Now he can't fucking do it. Like, he can't... Hard to drive sometimes.
Oh, I know. I took a slash in my I still have a...
I remember that,
I still
Andy.
have a...
we've talked
No, not my finger. This is my thumb. I still have... I don't even know which thumb it is. I'm trying to remember which one. I still have a scar, actually, from there.
Oh, Andy's got some scars.
But we listen, he's going to be a great addition to... I'm glad he's back in the NHL. And let me say this about Mac T. He was very good on television.
Yeah, he's a smart guy.
Like, his ability to break it down.
I know.
Was very impressive.
He's been through a lot. So I like Mac T, man. He's going to be a great addition to the Blues. He's a veteran, wily veteran, won cups, done it all. Yeah. Went through hell and back with hardcore stuff.
Oh, yeah.
So
yeah, for sure. And, and he's very smart. So, all right, so we appreciate Mac T for joining us here on the Cam and Strick Podcast. All right, the Cam and Strick Podcast is always brought to you by Hair Club. You heard us mention it several times. Regrow, replace, restore that hair, baby.
Yeah.
Hairclub.com/Cam and Strick. Check out our landing page and do it today. 800-279-7878, baby. All right, CarShield and CarShield.com. 800-857-2481. We love our friends over at CarShield, man. I mean, they're just doing commercials out the wazoo.
Simplify your life.
Yes,
simplify it, man. That's what you do with
CarShield. And sleep well at night.
Damn right.
How you sleeping nowadays?
Well, I slept good last night because I didn't go to Pearl Jam, and I was okay for the 3-hour show and then come in here. So I did all y'all a favor.
Well, how were you sleeping before you had CarShield, and how are you sleeping after you had CarShield?
Way better. It's way better. 100%, man.
Yeah, use that promo code CAM, which is very embarrassing, but listen. I just tell you to do it because it's going to save you money. So do it today. All right, Waggle Golf. I'm heading out to the course today. I'm taking a picture. I can't decide which outfit I'm going to wear, but I will figure it out in terms of which one I want to go with, the golf shirt and the matching hat. But get those quarter zips and get the hoodies and get it today, please. And love it from our friend Travis Baker.
Right,
Say hi to Travis.
Hi, what up, homie?
T-Dog.
I want some more, by the way.
Oh, he's sending it.
I need some more
He's
gear.
sending it. Yeah, he's sending it.
No, send it to me.
No, he's sending it.
No, send it to me.
I give it to you, dude, when he sends it.
Do you?
You get the XL.
Yeah, but I think you're hoarding a couple things.
I don't wear the XL.
I know, but you could give it to one of your nerdy-ass buddies at the Creve Coeur Racket Club. It's like, no, give that to me.
I wear the medium.
What's he going to do for you?
I wear the medium. But it's a little tight, actually.
And he probably hands it out to all the guys.
Oh, from the Creve Coeur Racket Club?
Yeah, they're all like, I want things. Yeah. I want free things. Fuck you.
Hey, get your waggleon.com. GetYourWaggleOn.com. That is the website, so do it today. Waggle Golf. And we love our partnership with them. First Form, PHORM, by the way, if you're new to the game.
Yeah, man. Badass.
Take your life to the next level.
It's a lifestyle, baby. Get jacked again. Get cut up again.
That's right.
They got all kinds of options. Look at their website. I'm telling you. They will hook you up.
You have to work out to get jacked?
Yeah, you do.
Or can you just like...
No, Andy, you have to work out to get jacked.
Can you just take some of the stuff and just take...
No, you have to work out. It's a lifestyle. It's not just like, there's no secret pill. This helps you get motivated, and it helps your body recover. And they have the best product. I'm telling you.
They love the country, too.
Damn right they do. It fucking ain't right, baby. They're American through and through. Let's go. The American dream is what they are. A bunch of poor boys from South fucking County. Good old hillbilly boys that figured this out, and now they're worth a fuck ton, and they rule the fucking city. You're goddamn right.
One of them lives in the expensive part of your neighborhood.
He's my neighbor.
And he's in the
every part's expensive.
He's in the he's behind the gated community.
He's in the gated part, yeah, no doubt. On the bluffs, looking over the guy. Yeah, he's looking over the whole course.
We'll be coming out there soon. I can't wait to play golf with you again here. We'll do that very, very soon.
Yeah, I'm excited about that.
Me too.
I really am.
All right, we'll have a good time with
I'll
that.
film hating all y'all out there,
Yeah.
I'll film something of Andy. We'll do some funny ass shit, but it's all cool. It's all organic.
Yeah.
Andy didn't. Listen, when I film Andy and he duffs it 3 times, that's not like for the video. You think he wants to embarrass himself? That's fucking.
Hey,
he's really that bad.
Hey, I need new clubs though. Is there anybody out there that can get me fitted and get me some new clubs?
Buy some from St. Albans.
Oh, really? I'll put them on.
Nice ass shit.
Can I put them on your
Look at
charge and I'll just pay you?
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, you want to do that?
Okay, yeah, I'll pay you back.
I'll buy your stuff, Andy.
Oh, thank you.
If you want me to buy you
I know,
some, I'll do it.
I know.
There's other things I want. I'm not going to go to your house
Christmas.
I'm not going to go to your house for dinner.
Christmas.
But I'll buy you whatever
Yeah,
you want.
yeah. If you can do that for me,
100% I
I
will.
appreciate that. Yeah.
I swear to God.
Cam's a good guy like that. See, Bellman and Bellman.com.
cheap.
BEHL MANN.com. It's 2 N's, and they're in Troy, Missouri. And Dan Bellman is the man.
The fucking man, boy. What's up? Tight ship over there. They run it tight, baby. So your wife can go buy a car. And
That's
not
a
get creeped
lifestyle
out.
too.
Fuck
Working
yeah.
there.
Goddamn right. They'll take care of you there too.
Hell yeah.
Danny Boy takes care of his people
That's right.
and the city.
Bellman and Bellman.com. Get there and get there today. Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram on one side. The other side's got the Buick GMC.
Buick.
I'm looking at that Denali. Cam's looking at that Buick Enclave, frosted white, tan leather,
Buick.
captain seats. He's looking at a pink Jeep with flames on the side with small wheels too, 2-door, soft top. And there's nothing wrong with that, Cam. There's nothing wrong with that. All right,
From a high school
NHL training camp opens up Thursday, man. So we're right into it. We got our hats from Victor Hockey. Our boy Adam just flat out getting it done. Hey, go to camandstrick.com and order yourself a hat. Actually, I'm going to discount those prices.
Good.
I'm going to bring it down.
Good.
So they will be on sale starting today.
Okay. Cool.
I'm
Look up the people.
I'm reducing it.
Let's take care of the
So
people.
let's start
man.
ordering those hats, and I'd love to send you one. A Cam and Strick podcast
They're good looking
hat
hats,
from
yeah.
Victor Hockey, and check out all the other episodes. Like us on everything.
Yeah, we're on everything.
Hey, I want
Facebook,
some messages, some comments, and everything on the podcast app and anything else.
Keep
So
sending me some cool shit.
and tell
like
your friends and
your
everything.
chill zone and all that shit.
Yeah,
Like,
oh,
whatever.
yeah.
Send me what the fuck ever, dudes.
Send it.
I love it.
Can you send it to me too? Start sending to both of us. Actually, I just like to see what's going on.
Yeah, man, I love it. Seriously, all you out there.
Yeah.
Just send me stuff. I want to know what you're doing. I'll get back to you. Sometimes it gets fucked up on Facebook, but Instagram's easier, I guess. But I'll find you. Love all you guys.
Yeah. All right.
And girls.
I hope you enjoy
And girls.
Mac T, baby.
Yeah.
Yeah. This has been the Cam and Strick Podcast.